Pombo and Milliken. Summer edition. Monday, 12 to 3. Talking baseball, basketball, and football with just a little soccer and MMA in the mix. WMLN 91.5, Milton, Boston.
All right, Pombo and Milliken, we're back. It's been a couple weeks.
Yes.
So, bad news off the bat. We'll rip the Band-Aid off. Only 2 hours of us today.
Yes, rip it off.
You guys are getting abandoned. We have, unfortunately, work stuff we have to do.
We do. Unfortunately.
Yes, it's not what we'd prefer to do.
Not by choice.
No, but we got 2 hours of sports after everything that happened last night and over the past couple weeks.
Yes.
We really didn't have a choice. And I just realized while making our script, we forgot something because we didn't have a show the week before.
What did we forget?
The Anthony Davis stuff. We haven't had a show since Anthony Davis went to the Lakers, have we?
You sure about that?
Am I wrong? Does that sound right?
I don't know.
I feel like we haven't. I could be wrong.
You might be. Since the draft. We haven't had one since the draft, I can tell you that.
All right, should we look up the date? The last time we did a show was June 16th.
Okay, so that was a Tuesday. No, June 15th, you mean.
Was that our last show? I don't keep track of the days.
No, it was June 22nd was our last show.
17th.
No, we didn't do a show last week.
So I got the 17th. I got...
What's today?
I think it's the 17th, guys. Today's the 1st.
Was the last day? That sounds right, Ben.
Unless we did the 23rd.
Okay. We haven't done a show.
Yeah, you're right, the 17th.
Okay, and what day did Anthony Davis go to the Lakers? Do we remember off the top of our head?
Nope.
It was 2 weeks ago. I'm looking it up right now.
Oh,
I don't think we've done a show since Anthony Davis went to the Lakers. I'm like 95% sure, dude.
You might be right.
June 18th. So
it was the day after.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, it was close.
Boom.
Close. Very close.
Because I remember it happened, and I was like, this couldn't happen a day before.
Very close.
You know what I mean?
Very close.
So we haven't talked about Anthony Davis, but that fits today's show since we're
Yes.
talking so much NBA postseason.
Just like he was a free agent, but he wasn't.
Yes. We got basketball today, we got baseball, and we got some Berkeley Cubs talk.
Berkeley Cubs update.
For
yes.
The followers of the show.
Yes.
But before anything, the past couple weeks, the past month really, since the NBA season, regular season started this year, we've been talking about where Kyrie, where KD, where all these guys are going to end up. Thank you for the little background music, Ben. I liked it.
So we've got the answer for most of them.
Yes.
Not all of them, though.
But let's start off with the biggest story we had going on yesterday.
Kevin Durant.
And Kyrie and DeAndre Jordan.
You don't need DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, poor DeAndre Jordan. 10 years, what was it? 10 years, 40, or 4 years, $40 million.
Yep, $10 million a year.
Listen,
and they took less so they could afford DeAndre Jordan.
I respect the hustle. Whoever thought DeAndre Jordan would be this much would be cared about this much with his free throw struggles and everything, but still a very good player.
Get your friends in the right places.
Exactly. Him and KD are close, so it works. But overall, looking at this now, there were the rumors KD was going to stay with the Warriors.
Yep.
The whole season, the storyline was the Knicks.
Yep.
Does this feel right?
I don't have too much of an issue with it. I'm glad he didn't go to the Knicks.
I am too.
And so the reason for that is I'm gonna go with personal reasons.
Nate Olshan.
Nate Olshan, yes.
Yo, the poor Knicks.
I hope that franchise burns in hell.
Julius Randle, Bobby Portis.
And Taj Gibson.
Taj Gibson. Life is hard,
You
man.
traded Kristaps Porzingis for nothing.
Nothing. And he trashed your organization on the way out. You guys have taken every L. Dolan looks as bad as ever as an owner. God. Even at the end, it seemed like Katie really wasn't even thinking about the Knicks.
No.
It was pretty easily Brooklyn.
Well, the report was that the Knicks did not offer him the max, and I'm not buying it. I think that's crap.
It's them trying to come up with a reason for why they couldn't pull it off.
Like, we offered him the max. He would have been down, but...
It's like people are saying where everyone assumed Jimmy Butler wanted out, and then now Philly's saying, well, they didn't really want him anyways. Yep. Listen, if Jimmy Butler was willing to stay in Philly, you would have taken him.
So that's what they're going to roll with, and they're going to hope Durant's Achilles doesn't necessarily heal correctly and Durant isn't the same player, and then they're going to come out of this saying like, well, we told you.
He was an aging star. We weren't going to give the money.
Yep.
No, listen. The thing is with KD, he's not a big man. He's not DeMarcus Cousins.
No.
Do I think he'll ever be exactly what he once was? To the T. Not athletically, but I don't think the production's going to go anywhere. He'll find different ways. He's one of the all-time greats.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's going to take him a while. Obviously, he's not going to play for the upcoming season. He will be back for the year after, and I think that's kind of going to be a year in terms of taking it slow, a lot of off days. So it might be year 3 of the deal where he actually is fully 100%.
Yeah. He'll probably be on the Kawhi plan his second year, load management. And in all reality,
60 games a year, 55, whatever it is.
Yeah, The thing is here with this big three, there really isn't the idea that Kyrie.
It's not a big three. It's not
no,
a big three.
Exactly. There's not the idea that Kyrie and DeAndre Jordan can take it over every night. It's Kyrie. Kyrie, if he can take it over, maybe.
Kyrie and
yeah. They're still filling out
that's
a lot of the
whole
rest of the
thing
roster.
everyone's kind of worrying about. If you're a Brooklyn Nets fan, like you saw what happened in the locker room with Kyrie and the Celtics. So Durant's not there next year. How's that going to roll? But you do have DeAndre Jordan there.
Yeah, and KD's not going to be in the locker room a ton. We've seen that. We know it was that way with the Warriors this year.
Yeah.
When he was hurt, he was away from the team. I think this 1 year before KD could ruin everything before it starts.
It could. I think Brooklyn's probably going to be a 4 or 5 seed. Though.
I agree. And it just comes down. I don't know if Kyrie's going to get there.
Because they do have young players that are pretty good. LeVert,
look at one of the
Spencer
biggest
Dinwiddie,
memes on Twitter right now.
Jared Allen.
The Brooklyn's young core dancing and having fun. And obviously pieces of D'Angelo Russell's gone.
Everyone but D'Angelo Russell,
But like that kind of idea, Brooklyn became one of the fun organizations. And, for people who want to go and say, Brooklyn, it's still New York, they had the worst fan attendance in the league last year. So
it's Brooklyn.
Yeah.
It's the New Jersey Nets.
Yeah. It's definitely a different feel. But now you look at everything going on. Kyrie and KD are going to give that franchise a huge reboot. They're going to be talked about nonstop. I'm still not a believer in Kyrie over there. I think he's going to end up being the downfall if there is one.
It could be. I think the biggest downfall to everything could be if Kyrie doesn't get along with the younger players and the coach Kenny Atkinson, who's a good coach.
But he doesn't take any.
So that's what I'm curious. But I'm wondering if Durant had that conversation with him. I don't know. I feel like championships, they're a priority for Durant and Kyrie, but I think the biggest priority was playing together.
I think they're two very similar guys. They overthink the room constantly.
Yes. Social media heavy.
Yes, exactly.
Or media heavy in general.
They care very much about how people perceive them, what they think of them, and then they often do too much damage control trying to reshape their image into what they hope.
Yes.
I think if Kyrie's left out there to run and do his own thing, it's just going to be a lot of what you saw with the Celtics this year, except with less talent.
Yeah.
It's the truth. And if that drove him wild, what's going to happen when he's playing with guys who can't knock a bucket down?
Yeah. Year one's going to be interesting for sure.
I think it's going to be very reminiscent of the Cavs days before LeBron.
Yeah, pretty similar. Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be great.
I think those rosters are better, but...
Yeah, but it's not a ton to me. And in all reality, I don't have much faith in Kyrie as a guy who can take each game over. Because I believe if he came here with KD, part of it was he wasn't going to be seen as a lesser. Yeah. He wants to be seen as the same level. Yeah,
I guess we're going to find out here. This is going to be a lot more interesting next year. Even if Kyrie and the Nets struggle, I still think they're going to be competitive. They're going to be a team to root against. They still have some young pieces, so who knows? Maybe they're going to package those young pieces and go get, I don't know, a Karl Anthony Towns, go get whoever else that could be available in the trade market.
I don't know. For some reason, Kyrie in Brooklyn by himself for a year really scares me. Like, I think not that they're going to take a significant step back, but I know you said 4th, 5th seed. I'm thinking more 5th, 6th.
5th, 6th? Yeah.
I think there's a chance Jimmy Butler and the Heat are better than him.
I think. Ooh, you think so?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I'm going to go, in no particular. All right. Milwaukee's going to be better than them.
Easy. That's
Philadelphia easily.
Boston. I think Boston's going to be better.
Boston. Indiana will be better.
Yeah.
So then I had to go Brooklyn at 5.
That's pretty fair.
Because then you have the next group of teams, which is Miami, Detroit.
Yeah, see, I think Detroit.
Orlando.
Orlando, I'll give them credit. Very young core. They've got more success than people thought last year. They've re-signed a lot of guys. They brought a couple in. I think Jimmy Butler's going to get down with the Heat. I think he's going to bring the best out of Whiteside. He's going to bully that roster.
So if I had to break down the Eastern tiers here, so tier 1, Philadelphia, Milwaukee.
Yep.
And Toronto if Kawhi comes back.
Yes.
If Kawhi's gone, then you send them right to the bottom.
Yeah.
Tier 2, I think it's Boston, Brooklyn, Indiana. Tier 3, and then I think it's the Orlandos of the world, the Miamis,
I don't think
Detroit.
Miami and Brooklyn are that far
you don't
this
think so?
upcoming season. I think they're both in similar spots. It's a one-man show.
That's true, yeah.
Brooklyn does have DeAndre Jordan, but you look at Miami and they have Hassan Whiteside.
Yeah, I think Whiteside sucks, but we'll see.
There's still a lot of young pieces overall in that roster that they were hoping to develop. And no offense, but playing with an aging Dwayne Wade wasn't great for their development.
Absolutely.
They were selling tickets this whole way.
Yeah.
So this is the first year I think you're going to see things kind of move forward with them. I think Jimmy Butler's going to get there, and he has something to prove heavily. Because everyone's conning him. They're saying this was a non-basketball move. I don't know if I kind of feel that. I kind of don't.
50-50.
That's the best way to put it. But I think Kyrie going to Brooklyn, it's going to be a definite adjustment for him.
Oh, yeah. Easily. Yeah.
And I think everyone who's in that locker room, how do they not immediately think of him with the Celtics?
Yeah, yeah.
It's great that DeAndre Jordan and KD are friends. I haven't heard too much about DeAndre Jordan and Kyrie.
How do they feel about? They were all close with D'Angelo Russell, and now Kyrie is kind of his replacement.
D'Angelo Russell was their man.
So that's kind of a, yeah. That's
you
a
know
little,
what I'm saying? Like that's why.
That's an adjustment, but
because no matter what, no one's gonna. Kyrie's not gonna be the guy on the bench like D'Angelo Russell was.
No.
D'Angelo Russell changed his image from a snitch, a joke that people said there was a chance he may never be on another NBA team.
Yeah.
People really said that.
They did.
Now you have Kyrie there, who, in all reality, a lot of those characteristics that people hated D'Angelo Russell for before, they're not far from Kyrie. Because he'll leak stuff to the media. He'll say those quotes, throw guys under the bus.
He just won't record you.
That's the difference. Yet. Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
Yo, you say the wrong thing about him? Who knows, bro?
Did you see that meme of it was we're gonna talk about D'Angelo Russell, how he's gonna end up in Golden State, how he's gonna rat on Steph Curry.
Oh my God, Jesus! I don't even want to picture that. But overall, it's a good move for the Nets. You can't complain about it. It's just this year will be as important
this
as
year's
KD's
gonna be
first
difficult,
year.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I see it. Just from building a culture standpoint, because Brooklyn. They had great culture, and they just threw it away. They said, "Screw it, let's go for the money instead."
I think I would have too, though. You have a once in a lifetime chance to get two max guys here, Kevin Durant especially.
Some people who argue KD's the best player of this generation.
Exactly.
There's real people who say that.
You have to do that.
Now, looking back on Kyrie, Jason, you are known as a Kyrie lover.
Yes.
As someone who stood by his side in the weakest moments.
Yes. One of the few.
Yes, one of the few. It's tough to see now.
Yeah.
But seeing him come full circle, come to Brooklyn, has your light on him changed at all?
Well, in terms of
over the past 3 years.
Yeah, personality-wise, absolutely. Like I knew he was a pain in the ass 3 years ago, but I didn't think he was this much of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
On the court, doesn't necessarily change.
He's still a once-in-a-generation
He's still
talent.
right there. Best handles in NBA history, this
Easy.
and that. And the Celtics, if they would have lost him for absolutely nothing in terms of you didn't find a replacement, they would have been totally done, screwed.
Everyone was clowning Danny Ainge for the past two-ish weeks since those Brooklyn rumors came out. Yeah, exactly.
Nate Olshan.
Listen, shut up. Danny has done a great job, and we'll get to some of the rebuilding he's done with the team.
How they were able to bounce back from that situation, I didn't think they were going to be able to overcome it. I thought they were going to build with the kids, Brown, Tatum, and then who knows, maybe Pay Rozier and Robert Williams and Romeo Langford. And
it's the young guys. It's the young guys' time.
That's what I thought, and I was like, that's really crappy to say you were competing for an NBA title the last 2 years, and you're stuck with Gordon Hayward with one leg.
And people started forgetting Gordon Hayward was even on the team.
Yeah,
that was the crazy part. People assumed he was going to be dumped off to Houston or something. Listen.
So that's I thought they were going to be in a tougher spot, but Danny Ainge totally changed the limelight of everything.
Yeah, he signs Kemba Walker to a 4-year deal, and I think what I loved about this signing overall was that it basically said to everyone who believed in Kyrie, you were completely wrong. It's true.
Yeah.
He signed the polar opposite.
He did. I have no idea how he pulled it off to start
amazing.
with. Because there was rumors Kemba was going to end up in L.A. He said publicly, I want to stay in Charlotte.
Which we both agreed was
Well, I thought he was going to stay.
Did you really?
I really, because he publicly said he was like 2 weeks ago.
He was at a charity thing.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not going anywhere. Well, he thought they were going to offer him the Supermax, but
they couldn't.
They didn't, and they couldn't. They should have traded him at the deadline, but they didn't.
And now you look back and you could tell Kemba, he sat there and he held the conversation, he let it happen, but you can't give him less money when they're saying they're going to start a rebuild.
Yeah.
It's just back-to-back.
It was a tough spot.
Double
so
negative.
Ainge came out of nowhere. At first, they were talked about as stealth suitors, which means they were in the running, but they were a team to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Everyone felt Dallas was the favorite with the Lakers, and Charlotte was still in the mix. But Danny Ainge was able to pull it off.
It turned out Kemba was only looking here.
Yeah, it seemed like. Everyone was waiting for things to go wrong because everyone's like, yeah, they agreed on it. And then
it was easy.
It
was about what? Probably about a week buildup of rumors.
Thursday it was done.
Yeah.
Thursday was done.
And people were saying it'll be agreed upon once they get to 6 o'clock on Sunday. That's what I love about the Kemba Walker's whole signing, bringing him in, because you're not getting the talk.
Yeah, the kid's got heart.
Yeah, he's a quiet dude. He's not going to start issues. He gets along with everybody.
Yep.
He's already a close friend to Jason Tatum as far as we know.
Yep.
He's friends with Gordon Hayward.
Friends with Gordon Hayward, yep.
Those are two connections off the bat. Kyrie didn't have a friend on this team, it seemed like.
No, he was
except
friends,
Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart, yep.
Well,
when Kyrie first got there was an evolution of Kyrie's friends. It began when he first got there. He was tight with Tatum, Morris, Smart. Those
do you
were his
remember
guys.
the signature Tatum push?
Yes.
And he was screaming.
They were guys. Then as the year progressed, Tatum and him kind of Well, Hayward was also his friend to begin with, too. But then he got mad at Hayward with the
As
Orlando
the team
thing.
struggled.
Team struggled. Hayward and Tatum kind of broke off. Then it was just the two Marcuses and then Kyrie.
Yeah.
And then one Marcus is gone, and he was like, yeah, I'm leaving.
And the truth is, Kyrie, I think he stayed close to guys like Marcus Smart and Marcus Morris because they're both guys who won't hide their personality no matter what.
Yeah.
The only difference was...
And Smart will do anything for a teammate. You know that.
Yeah.
Like,
the difference is you wanted to show your personality. Your personality sucks.
yeah.
It's
real
ass.
rough.
It truly is.
It didn't work out.
Everyone likes Marcus Smart. We want to hear Marcus
Love
Smart
Marcus
talk.
Smart.
People like Marcus Morris.
I love
People were
Marcus
hoping he
Smart.
was coming back.
There's a chance. There's a chance.
Still, exactly. With Kyrie, everyone was like, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
You're a fool.
And I think it was the combination of having so much success they had the year prior with Terry Rozier, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. The year after, that had an effect. If they got bounced in the first round, I don't know if all this would have happened. I really don't. Because then Terry Rozier's ego, Scary Terry, would have never developed.
You mean dating back, not last year?
Yes, the year before.
Okay.
If let's say they got bumped in the first round in 6 games to whoever.
It was quick.
Terry Rozier was just a guy.
Jaylen Brown wouldn't have had those moments.
No, Jason Tatum, he's a good piece. Him and Kyrie are still boys, this and that. But who knows? Things might have been different.
No, you had those 3 pieces. Scary Terry, some big games, some low games.
Because I think Rozier had
only-
a lot to do with a lot of things here.
The only thing people remember are the big games for Terry right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is crazy.
But if
to
those
me.
never happened,
be a
it
whole
might be a
situation.
totally different story.
No, that's ultimately it. I think Kyrie, no matter what you say, when he skipped, I can't remember the exact game it
Game
was.
7, he's
Game
in conference
7,
finals,
yes.
yeah.
With
he was getting, so he broke
sleep
his
apnea
Yeah, remember he
thing?
had to wear a mask that year.
yeah.
So he never got his nose fixed.
Exactly.
So he was doing the movie, so he got it fixed that day.
And he was having issues breathing
Correct,
through his
yeah,
nose.
yeah.
They said they couldn't reschedule the surgery. Till this day, I don't care what anybody says to me. He should have been at that game.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You got a chance to go to the NBA Finals.
It's the youngest guys all out there. If there's ever a moment when they need you to talk, even on the bench, it's right then.
Yeah.
And he didn't care. And that's when they
Yeah.
realized
That
they
could-
were alone.
That could have been the start of it, yeah.
I don't think there's anything else to it because it's that moment. Are you with us or are you not?
Because the year before, there wasn't really much drama or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, Hayward went down. Other than that,
It's one thing if you're Golden State and KD's sitting in the locker room. He at least showed up.
yeah, Klay Thompson's chirping Drake.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like Kyrie they said they couldn't reschedule the surgery. That is the biggest
Yeah.
bull
It was
crap
yeah.
I've ever heard in my life.
It was a real rough look because what if they did end up going to the finals? Like,
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
It's just Kyrie sunk his own ship when he did that. And ultimately, I don't feel
yeah,
bad.
he was never able to recover from that.
Because it bothered him.
Yeah.
He hated the fact that they could win without him. Because if it's not Kyrie's show, then it's not a good
Yeah,
show.
that's where it all started, in my opinion. With so much success without him and Gordon, they came back. They had to integrate all these guys. I think Ainge should have parted with Rozier when he was hot.
I think
but he
Kyrie
didn't.
took some way about how careful Danny handled Terry,
Yeah.
how sensitive he was to
Yeah.
Terry's feelings.
Yeah, I think the whole Kyrie Rozier thing, and they ended up losing them both,
Mm-hmm.
ended up being, I think, derailing a lot of it because at the time you had a lot. We're looking at like all this team so deep up. Marcus Morris is
That's all
like
we
your
talked
ninth
about.
man.
We didn't
like,
even know if people were going to get shots last year.
Yeah, so it ended up being an issue because you had that problem going on. You had a log jam at the wing position with Hayward trying to be integrated in, Brown and Tatum. Those guys all wanted shots and minutes, and
No one could find their
and
consistency.
Morris as well. And Tatum took a step back. Jaylen Brown got into heated exchanges multiple times.
And-
Gordon Hayward wasn't able to play well.
No, and that's what it became. And slowly but surely, it became more
So, yeah,
isolated.
I think it was those like combination of issues. I think the Kyrie Rozier thing was real. I think the whole logjam at the wing position that still exists is real.
Personality-wise, they're the same guy.
Yeah.
Terry Rozier and Kyrie Irving
Yeah.
are the same guy.
Yeah.
It's never their
Except
fault.
one has just accomplished a lot more than the other.
That's ultimately, and one's a lot more talented.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Terry, he's a Walmart. You're Kmart. Congratulations.
Not even.
No,
man,
you're
not
not.
even.
Like you're.
He got paid though, huh?
Oh, definitely. And you know why he got paid? It's Charlotte, and they
got
have
paid.
no option. So you're gonna sit here through this 5-year rebuild. You're gonna average a nice little 14 points, and you're gonna keep your mouth shut.
If he averages he should average more than that.
Oh, no,
There's no one going.
You have faith in him? Oh, he's gonna probably shoot 30
That's what I'm
times a
saying.
game.
Like,
yeah.
you have to.
God, scary Terry. You're about
Who
to see a new definition of
Who
that.
else? Yeah, seriously though, they don't have anybody else.
Well, that was the thing with Kemba Walker. A lot of people are saying his stats were inflated because
A little
there's
bit.
no other options.
That might be real.
Yeah, which is a fair claim. But Terry's going to go there. He's going to take that role.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's good enough to put up 20 a game.
No, I think probably like 16, 17.
So same realm, right there.
Yeah.
But he's going to be a very average point guard.
I can't wait till he plays the Celtics. I can't wait. Actually, I'm looking forward to when he plays the Nets.
Oh, my God. Kyrie's probably going to punch him in the teeth, dude. He's been waiting for that moment his whole life. But see,
That'll be
that's the
fun.
thing. I think Kyrie's going to carry in
fun.
so much hatred towards the Celtics. There's real hate. Because even if you want to just state it from the fact that things didn't work out.
I think there's more hatred to the Celtics to Kyrie than Kyrie to the Celtics.
There's Bruins players tweeting out, what was it, Torrey Krug yesterday?
Oh, Torrey Krug.
Right? He put the emoji with the eyeglass when Kyrie, if I see that clip one more time, if you guys will have me back.
I guess they didn't have him back.
And that's what he's going to say.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's going to be.
If you think about it, that's probably the case.
No, it's not. It's not the case.
No,
I
not
disagree with
necessarily
that.
all of it, but
Because a lot of this fan base, as mad as they were at Kyrie, almost every sensible fan was like, Kyrie should be back
did
here.
you see there was this report? There was like a little statistic. It was of the whole country, and it was most hated athlete.
Yes, Kyrie.
Kyrie was the whole Northeast. I
Yep.
think, other than Connecticut. I think Connecticut, who the hell knows?
Maine was Kyrie. All
Like
the
it was
way
always,
up.
and I was like, wow.
It's true though. He
Most hated athlete. If I was voting, I would never. That's crazy.
Okay. I know that's crazy, but let's put it in this aspect.
Wow.
This isn't Red Sox to Yankees, but it's not far off from it in a lot
Yeah,
of
I
ways.
guess, but
just from a regional
I'm
standpoint.
surprised they wouldn't go LeBron or
No.
even.
I think if you went back maybe to the Heat days,
Maybe, yeah.
people would hate,
Yeah.
when LeBron finished off the big three and said goodnight.
Trying to think with the Manny Machado, maybe.
Yeah, but we're maybe, but still, like,
Or how about who do we got for football here?
In New England, Eli Manning, easy.
Eli Manning.
Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
that's a great
New
one.
well, this was
England.
only basketball.
Oh,
This was only
Yeah, it
basketball.
was only basketball.
Oh, all right, that changed.
Because it was like LeBron in most states, like middle to
I thought it
west.
was every
No,
sport.
it
Oh,
wasn't.
okay.
all
No,
right.
no.
I was gonna say like.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh,
It was
all
just
right.
basketball. Because I think
there's a
Anthony
lot.
Davis was the most hated player in New Orleans, like that whole
was it?
area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of players you could necessarily hate from New England.
But right now, I don't know a player that promised so much and failed to deliver so badly.
Because that was the whole issue. He promised it all. Yeah.
I saw the closest comps were probably Carl Crawford.
What
But
was
they
it?
were traded. Carl Crawford was dealt, so was Adrian Gonzalez.
Was Crawford here like?
They were like,
And it wasn't Crawford. They gave Crawford the money. Like
yeah, they paid him. They
And,
said, "Here's
like,
the money. You're here. You're
he
the future."
wanted to stay in Tampa Bay, but the money was just too much.
Yeah, he was 210 or something.
Adrian
like
Gonzalez
that.
is a good comp though.
But he was
But
dealt
he wasn't-
for.
His
That's the
time in
thing.
Boston was bad, but it wasn't as bad as people think.
No,
If you look
he
at the
was
numbers.
insane.
Like
2011, the power faded.
just
That's why people got
the
upset.
winning in terms of winning wasn't good.
Yeah,
Trying to think of another comp here. Ray Allen to Miami.
yeah.
You could add Al Horford to Philly now.
Yeah, but nothing compares to Kyrie because
Because Kyrie was the guy. Ray Allen was like
city invested into
Yeah.
him. He was supposed to be here for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
And
the Celtics are supposed to be a dynasty,
I don't know a player that's
future and present.
Yeah, what's a player who said when Kyrie, like, as much as people want to play games about that moment when Kyrie said he was going to sign here, that was a news story for about a week.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, no, this really is it. Kyrie's here.
Yeah.
Like, that was the moment. People were like, okay. Some people had him off their free agency boards.
Yeah.
They're like, it wasn't
Yeah.
even a conversation anymore.
Yeah.
Well, look at it.
Totally did a 180.
He lied.
And then I saw another report today that him and Durant have talked about playing together for over a year now. Like,
I'm
they've agreed
I'm
to
not
it.
surprised.
So-
I think Kyrie just plays to whatever fits.
Yeah,
In the
he's like-
moment, he was like, watch these Celtics fans. Watch how much they like me if I say this.
I think he's like the weather. He changes very frequently.
And he's
Some days he's like, oh, I love it here. Other days he's like, this sucks.
As
Like,
someone who overthinks the room, he's manipulating.
Yeah, that too,
He's
yeah.
winning people over. He knows what he's doing. And when he said it,
he's
he
a-
was like, watch how much they like me. They're going to like me more than Terry. They're going to like me more than anyone.
and I
'Cause
think that they did for a bit.
until they started floundering.
Until they started taking huge L's,
Yeah. And you saw the chemistry issues. And the truth is, I think just about everyone except Marcus Smart on that team hates him.
No, you're right.
You know what I mean?
I told you him and Tatum, the
Did you
relationship
see
ended up
the welcoming to Kemba? Jalen Brown.
tweeted it, yep.
What was the quote he put out a couple weeks ago?
That is what, his Instagram?
Yeah, he was like,
I don't want to ride in bad company.
yep, that's what
Everyone
it was.
thought it was
Yep.
something about Al Horford, but it could be both.
No, I think it
Could be
was
both.
Kyrie
You
Irving
think it was
because it was
Kyrie?
right around the time he said he was gonna.
Well,
the rumors came
and
out.
it was
he
the
was going
day.
to
It was the
Brooklyn.
day of Al Horford opted out, though, too.
Yeah, I truthfully believe I don't think it's Al Horford. Al Horford was beloved here. I think we all noticed that.
For most players, yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel differently?
Well, I don't think so.
I don't
but
know how anyone
I think
could
the
have an issue
timing
with
was
him.
that. No, I don't either. But like, it was literally like an hour after the Al Horford opted
Mm-hmm.
out where he posted that thing with the bad company. So I'm just connecting the dots. He might just be trolling.
I don't even
know.
think it's that. I think it's him accepting it was a new era for the
Could
team.
be.
I think when Horford left, that signaled because even after the Brooklyn stuff came out, people still weren't 100% that Kyrie was leaving.
Yeah.
It took about a week before.
Yeah, just about.
And then the story came out about him ghosting the Celtics.
Yeah.
That was a week later.
Yeah, because then the people were saying if they get Anthony Davis, like, things might change.
That's why I think with him, I think he was truly saying this is the new
I didn't
era.
write it off till they didn't get Anthony Davis. Once they didn't get Davis, when I was like,
It was pretty easy.
Then it's an L.
Because a lot of people, I think, not to put you on the spot, Jason,
That's all
but
good.
I think a couple shows ago, me and you both thought, with Kyrie, who knows? He could troll us
could
all. You
exactly,
know what I mean?
Like, people were saying, like, what if, like, he was just like, because obviously he's hated the media so
Yeah.
long. He's like, you know what? I'm going to pump out to the media. I'm going to Brooklyn,
And switch
Nah,
up.
I'm back. Like,
And
he's so, like, weird. Like,
and
you
we
have
saw
no
the
idea.
pictures. He was in the woods, but surrounded by all green, all the leaves.
You have no idea.
And he's posting all these pictures saying he was, like, comfortable in
I
his zone.
truthfully believe, like, he changes his mind, like, every freaking day.
I
Like,
just...
He has... That's just how he is. Like,
he's his own man, but he doesn't know how to be a
he
man.
beats to his
I
own
think
drum,
that's what
man.
it is.
Like, he'll wake up, Boston.
Yeah.
Love it. Danny, let's go to Chipotle and have lunch.
He's moody.
Like,
He's a
yeah,
moody.
that's another way to describe
and you know
it. Yep.
who's moody? Kids. That's
Yeah.
what teenagers.
Yep.
That's what a moody person is. And
Yep.
ultimately, why couldn't Kyrie lead this organization? He's a teenager.
Yep.
That's what it is.
He was
What
in
is Kemba?
over his head a little
What
bit.
is Kemba Walker? A man.
I hope so.
He's a man who stepped up in every big moment of his career. We don't have to talk about
The only thing I'm worried about with Kemba here is he's a little older now. He's 29.
He's not young.
He's not as young.
People forget how young Kyrie is.
Kyrie's 27,
Yeah.
man. He's not as talented as Kyrie. I think we can all agree on that.
It's
He's like
not even
80% of the player.
That's the best
I know
way
the
to put it.
stats are like, oh, they're the same, but they're really not the same player.
Kemba's a good shooter,
here's the
but
one
he's
thing.
not Kyrie.
We all remember the shots in college and all that stuff. Kemba really hasn't had to deal with any playoffs, any big stage moments. yet.
No. He sat in
How's he
dwindle.
going to be on a Sunday afternoon game at the Staples Center against LeBron and the Lakers? Or
See,
how's he going to be against Philly?
What I think is great there is, unlike Kyrie, where you never knew what you were going to
It
get.
could be natural.
I
yeah,
think
it
it's
could be
pretty
natural.
easy to expect Kemba to step up.
I hope so.
Because in the
Yeah.
biggest moment of his career, back in that NCAA tournament, 2011,
Yeah.
he hit that
Almost
shot.
10 years ago, yeah.
No fear, he took it. And I think that's what they were looking for, someone who would flourish. And why did Kemba pick here? You think of a player who would flourish in the toughness of Boston, being gritty.
I think he can do it.
Not being the best player, but being the guy who works hard.
I think he's going to succeed. I really, really do. He's going to be more. He won't put up the stats Kyrie
Nope.
has, and he won't be the player Kyrie has, but he'll be more beloved than Kyrie ever was. Even
he
when
will-
Kyrie was playing really well and everyone liked him.
He will make everyone around him better. That's
think
what
so, too,
Kyrie
yeah.
failed to do.
Yeah. I think Brown and Tatum are really going to take a step forward this year. I think guys like
Kemba doesn't need it's
Marcus
not
Smart too.
Yeah, it's not up to Kemba to have to be the guy. Like if he ends up
I
say
was-
Tatum explodes.
I was just going to say, like, it wouldn't be totally past him to let Tatum have the final shot or Hayward. We forgot about Hayward.
Look at his Players Tribune article. He had 2 paragraphs thanking not only every single player on his
Yeah.
team, but then all the players he's played with over the years.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the guy. Who has Kemba Walker even thanked? LeBron James got him a ring, and he said, "Screw you, LeBron."
Yep, he left.
He said, "Screw you."
Yep.
What does Kemba Walker do? He thanks Jeremy Lamb. Jeremy Lamb? Are you kidding me?
He just got paid too. I
He
forgot,
got paid good.
I forgot where he went, but he got
But, like,
paid.
Think about it. This is a guy, Kemba, who sat through hell down
Yeah.
with the Hornets,
Yeah.
and he's thanking them.
It's definitely beneficial to him. He's going to have a chance to win. I want to see him in big moments. I'm excited. I think the fan base is going to love him. I think they're going to be fun to watch
You
as
think
a
he
team.
goes with number 8?
No, I don't think
everyone
so.
was hoping
With
for
Antoine,
it. Yeah.
Probably not. I don't know what number, because the Celtics have a lot of numbers retired.
It's
here, so
wrong.
I don't.
They
Is
ha-
15 retired?
They retired every number from like the 50s to 2000. Anybody who was like a good player on those championship teams, they're like, here you go, take it.
So like, let me see here.
I don't know. I think Kemba is truly the polar opposite. I think he'll be a leader here.
15's still there if he wants it.
15? Okay, that's
I'm
an
gonna go with
interesting
15.
number.
That's my pick.
I don't know. I think Kemba, I think Danny realized, as great as stars are, at the end of the day, you need grown men in this league, and Kyrie's not a grown
Yeah,
man.
I think at the end, Danny's like, screw. Well, I don't even think Danny thought he was going to get Kemba either. Like, I think he was
No.
probably just taking a shot in the
But
dark.
you look at IT, and Kemba's a much better player than
Oh,
IT.
yeah, for sure.
But you look at IT was the leader. He was the man, and
all
even though
liked
he
him.
was selfish in some ways, he knew when to give it up, and
Yep.
that's why his teammates loved him. Kemba, a little less selfish, but he's going to have that same mindset. And, as much as IT thrived in
Stevens,
his system, I think Kemba within himself, he'll thrive in different ways. I don't think it's going to be points, but I think you're going to see his overall line improve.
I think
I think
too.
that's going to be the fun part to watch.
It's going to be a fun team to watch. I'm curious what they're going to do with the big man position. They've been talking to guys, Cantor. I've seen them linked to guys like Kevon Looney once he gets cut, guys like DeMarcus Cousins, and just some more guys, some more big men.
Exactly. And I don't think the Celtics are in a move where they have to rush or panic too quick. They have a good foundation. You're starting to see it. And I think Kemba has given them the respect they lost when Kyrie was leaving.
Oh, yeah.
For a while, everyone was like, no one wants to be in Boston.
Yeah, that narrative, which was false to begin with, is completely false now. They've had 3 max free agents the last 4 years.
It's not that
Horford
hard.
4 years ago, then Hayward 3 years ago, then they had the break in between, and now Kemba.
And I saw some people making the joke. Kyrie did kind of agree to re-sign here. So if you want, right? Come on.
It was a sign and trade. He signed the contract he signed did say Boston Celtics.
Yes.
Correct.
And then so it's like. And the other thing was,
Danny's like, joke's on you.
But he also said I was going to re-sign in Boston way before, back to last season. So you had someone who was agreeing to sign here at the time.
I'm curious what his opening press conference in Brooklyn sounds like.
It's going to be shots at the Celtics. That's all it's going to be.
You think so?
It's going to be he's going to start off and he's going to come off like he's the smartest guy in the room.
I think he's going to be like, well, we're on to the next chapter, this and that.
And then you'll see the subtle shots.
Yeah.
He'll be like, I think the young guys here bring a different intensity.
Yeah, stuff like that.
And he won't say it directly.
No, I don't think he's going to be like, they got to hang out with Jaylen Brown anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
That guy sucks.
I don't know. I know people want to complain about the maturity of Jaylen Brown and all that different stuff. Listen, at the end of the day, Kyrie wasn't getting along with anyone here. And that's just the truth of the situation.
Yeah. With Jaylen Brown, I think they get
guys.
a decision on Jaylen Brown very soon because he's a restricted free agent next year, and he's going to want what Jamal Murray just got, 5 years, $170 million.
His stock's going to jump up or drop significantly this year.
So now they're at the point where he's at the highest value right now, so they could trade him if they don't want to keep him. Or if, let's say he has a bad year and, I don't know, they get a decision to make.
The toughest thing here is Jaylen kind of, not that he got screwed, but he's out of the starting lineup, it seems, right now.
I think, because you got to start Hayward.
Yeah.
He's healthy now.
You're paying him all that money.
Tatum's the better player, and I think you need Marcus Smart's defense.
Exactly. So, in all reality, is Brown going to be able to earn a contract like that coming off the bench?
Oh, I got some breaking news.
Oh, here we go. Hit it. Oh, no. Do we have it?
Oh
no.
Ben,
hurry
sleeping.
Up. Oh, my God. Ben is
this is
asleep at the
this is
wheel.
an interesting one.
Okay.
Breaking sports news on Pombo and Milliken, 91.5 WMLN.
Okay, according to Woj from ESPN, Miami is finalizing a trade to send center Hassan Whiteside to the Portland Trailblazers for Mo Harkless and Myers Leonard.
Interesting.
So Hassan Whiteside is going to be to
Leonard.
Portland.
Okay.
So this is good news for the Celtics because that means Cantor is not going back to Portland.
Yes.
So that could, all indication, mean Cantor could be a Celtic.
Wow.
And
very interesting.
Another news, Seth Curry is going to re-sign with Dallas.
Wow, that's a big re-sign.
4 years. Oh, he was with Portland, so he was with Dallas originally, though.
The year before.
Yeah, so 4 years, $32 million.
Yeah, that's huge. I thought Seth Curry, honestly, I think he was destined for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Because just from the idea of, in the Western Conference Finals, it could be Golden State and the Lakers.
Yep.
You get the Curry matchup.
So now with Whiteside gone, I'm surprised they took that money.
Yeah,
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's the Heat are giving themselves a little room. They're doing their thing. I'm telling you, I don't think it just ends with Jimmy Butler. I think this is going to be a very well-rounded.
People are saying Portland might even buy out Whiteside, so he could be on the market. Who knows?
Wow. Yeah. I think Miami's going to be just a very well-rounded team. I think people forget how special Jimmy Butler is sometimes, especially on both sides of the court. And he's not as good as defensively as he once was, but he's still a very good player.
Yeah, he's a good player. I think they'll be a 6 or 7.
Yeah, they'll be right there. And obviously, you never know what the regular season injuries happen. Some teams, teeter or go up. Who knows?
And Myers Leonard was the guy. He went off that one game.
Yeah. I like Myles Leonard a lot personally. I think there's a real ceiling there. That's what gets me excited. And I think with a guy like Hassan Whiteside, he's known as a disappointment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At this point, you kind of free yourself from that hope.
If Cantor is a Celtic, that's good news. I think he's the guy you want.
I agree.
He's got a lot of heart. His defense certainly needs work, but he can score.
He's brought toughness every single place he wants.
Yep.
He brought toughness to the Knicks.
Imagine trying to screw with him and Marcus Smart.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
hell out of the way.
And obviously Cantor, I think he'll fit in here. Everyone knows about the struggles he's had with his family too. Coming to a place like Boston, it's a home.
Oh, yeah,
it's a
yeah,
family.
that too. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't think of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that just fits the kind of Boston narrative. You come here, don't worry. A lot of other fans may have clowned you for some of the things you've gone to. Green teamers don't do that kind of stuff.
And Portland really he was good in Portland.
No, very good. Yeah.
I think the Knicks probably should have kept him around for that culture.
I agree. It was the money though.
Yeah.
Remember, the money was killing them. I can't. You looked at Enes Kanter. He had some big moments in the playoff run last year. Everyone knows defensively it's rough.
Yeah.
But he can do a lot of things that a lot of guys can't. Almost 7 feet tall. So if he comes to the Celtics, I think that'd be a great fit.
I agree.
All right, let's take a little break here. When we come back, we'll talk our boy D'Angelo Russell going to the Warriors.
Yes, deloading.
We got that, baseball, and then the Berkeley Club, or the Berkeley
Cubs.
Cubs.
The
Sorry,
Cubs.
don't want to disrespect
Should
you,
have brought the
Jason.
hat today.
We'll be back in a few.
Thank you for listening to Pombo and Milliken on YouTube. Don't forget, every episode airs live on the WMLN app. Just search WMLN in your Apple or Google Play Store.
All right, Pombo Milliken back. We're in the final hour of the show, so you're not going to want to miss anything because we're going to be gone for a couple weeks after
Yep,
this.
unfortunately.
Yes, we got vacation and stuff coming up. Got to get a break so we don't die out here.
Yes.
Before we have to come back for that thing. Listen, we're not going to say it like some of our other friends may do, but
I'm trying to think of another word to use instead of it.
academics,
Yes.
right? That's not bad. Yeah, Ben, I
No.
see the depression. There, perfect. I
Ben
love that.
had
That's what we
no
can call
idea
it.
what the hell we were talking about
I
until you
didn't,
said it.
and then it sunk in,
And
and
you're like,
just
"Oh,
the word is
crap."
no.
Yeah,
We can
no.
just call it no.
On the count of three, guys. All right.
No.
D'Angelo Russell. I hoped, I prayed he was going to go to the Lakers. That was my dream.
I was hoping to go to Minnesota.
Did you?
Yeah.
I heard that a lot too. But Kat was really hoping for it. But D'Angelo Russell gets offered a full-blown deal to the Warriors with all the money. He even said he couldn't even think about it. He just said yes immediately. Or those are the reports that came out. And he's now joining Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry.
Yes, Golden State.
Wow, I don't think anyone expected anything
Nobody
like this
did.
to happen.
Iguodala got sent to Memphis.
Thank God. He's on this book tour exposing the entire organization. He's a scumbag. I hate Andre Iguodala. I do. Like, who does that?
Yeah, I think that was definitely a part of it, being sent to Memphis.
He's known for being a team guy, the guy who will do it all, and then you go on a tour in a book where you expose their medical staff, the leadership issues.
Yeah, real rough. Yeah.
What?
Yes.
It's like he wanted to get traded
Well,
out.
enjoy trying to work with Ja Morant and
I don't think he's going to stay there. I think
He's
he's going
buy
to get
him out?
shipped out somewhere.
Maybe.
Yeah. Just as much as I like Iguodala, he doesn't have much use to a team like that. He doesn't have a
you
lot
know
of
what I'm
bullets
afraid
left.
of, if that's the case?
What?
Finish
Yep.
his career in Philly.
Oh, wow.
Reuniting.
That's actually terrifying. That's a very good fit, too. There's a couple spots there. I think the Lakers could
Lakers
be an
could
option,
be,
too.
yep.
It's going to be one of those teams looking for the final piece.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think D'Angelo Russell's going to go there. I feel like it's going to limit his potential in a lot of ways, but I think he's going to have some very big moments with this franchise, and I think fans are going to grow to be obsessed with him.
You think so?
Yeah, I really do. He's
a fun player to watch.
Yes, and the reason they went and got a guy like D'Angelo Russell is, number one, they saw Steph, how badly he wear down.
Yep, his
He
ankles,
needs
yep.
he needs someone who can distribute the ball to him, let him take the shots. He doesn't
Sometimes
need
Steph's
to play
better off the ball.
Exactly. They don't need him to be playmaking all the time. It just doesn't fit his body. We've seen him get injured doing it. And as we know, we talked about a couple weeks ago, Steph in the big shot, he's been unsuccessful in his career. Who's been successful? D'Angelo Russell.
Correct.
And I think right now, if I have to pick someone to take that final shot, I'm taking him. I want D'Angelo Russell to take that shot for me. He's hit so many game
He's
winners.
hit a lot. Yeah, he's hit a lot. This team going forward here, it's an interesting kind of combination. You have three guards.
Mm-hmm.
And then Draymond's probably going to run you four, and then your center, it's probably going to be that Bell kid.
Yeah.
So you're a lot smaller than you were before. Defensively, that's going to be something to watch here. Steph's not the greatest defender. D'Angelo Russell can't defend at all.
It's going to be really bad until Klay comes back.
So that's going to be...
They're going to have to outshoot people.
Yeah, they're going to have to outshoot people, exactly. They're going to have to beat people with their shooting ability and their offense. Can they do it? Probably. But in terms of the Western Conference now, where do they sit? They're right there.
Yeah, no.
They're still right there.
And you look at a guy like D'Angelo Russell, this is a guy who hasn't even reached his potential yet.
No,
So
he's like
only
23 or whatever, yeah.
He's only going to get better. He's been around forever, but Still so much to go. Guy like Steph Curry, I think this gives them a little bit of a safety net too. I think they're a little scarred from all the injuries that have happened.
So they're resetting.
Yeah.
They're completely resetting.
In this way, listen, they can function in so many different ways. If Steph Curry needs time, which I think is going to become a real thing over the next couple of years. Not this year with Clay down.
This year, you can't.
Exactly. They'll die. But going forward, we know the ankle injuries throughout his career. Small guys do not age well in this league. D'Angelo Russell can help alleviate that. Not that it'll be exactly load management, but it won't be leaning on Steph until probably later in the season.
100%.
You know, I feel bad for Lakers and the Timberwolves because not a great blow to either one. If the Lakers don't get Kawhi, ugh.
If the Lakers don't get Kawhi, they put themselves in a corner where they're kind of going to have to scurry for pieces like Danny Green, whoever else is out there.
Danny Green did just come out and say as well that he's waiting on Kawhi's decision.
Waiting for Kawhi?
If Kawhi goes...
Is he going to follow Kawhi?
Yeah, he said if Kawhi stays in Toronto, he's likely to sign.
So if he goes to the Lakers, he might end up there.
That's
Clippers,
my
he might
guess.
end up there.
And if Danny Green and Kawhi end up with the Lakers somehow...
That's a good team.
Wow.
It's a good team.
Wow, that's a great fit. But before we get there, we'll talk about Kawhi in a minute. Jimmy Butler going to the Heat. We talked a little about that. Philly signing Al Horford. As you are a Celtics fan and someone as me who grew up in Boston, I like Al Horford a lot.
I do too.
I know Celtics fans are even more attached to him.
Horford was great in this team. He was a great all-around player.
Very underrated.
He got a lot of crap for his max deal 3 years ago. Obviously, overpaid, but he did a lot of the little things right. He set the culture.
It's things you don't notice unless you watch the game.
He was the first big free agent here to sign. Since then, Gordon Hayward, Kemba Walker. Kyrie Irving wanted to be here when he got traded.
Despite all the drama that came up, he was the only one still feeding positive comments out and giving this team hope.
But him going to Philadelphia certainly hurts the Celtics in the East. It certainly helps Philadelphia. Their starting five is huge. Ben Simmons, obviously going to run the point. I know that trade fell through with Josh Richardson, but if they get things squared away, Josh Richardson running the two, then you have Tobias Harris, Al Horford, and Embiid. Those are very big guys.
I think
tough to defend.
With Horford, it says a lot of things because instead of the 76ers being where they're at, and they've kind of rebooted a couple times here with Simmons and Embiid at this point, but moving off of Jimmy Butler, the guy who's kind of a wild card sometimes up and down, you get Al Horford, the model of consistency.
Yep.
And not only is he joining two guys such as, and he can shoot a little bit, people don't give Horford that credit, working with guys like Ben Simmons, especially Embiid, helping them develop into players that not only have that stability and consistency, but the leadership tactics.
Horford's going to help Embiid immensely because Embiid, obviously, sometimes he can go over the top, and I think Horford's going to be able to bring him in. He's also going to help in terms of Embiid's health because if Embiid gets hurt, Horford's going to slate right in there.
And it's not even an issue. And I think if you realize how much Horford meant to the young guys, we all know Jason Tatum jumping on playoff Al, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the stuff. He will connect with the young guys in a way where... Jimmy Butler's like bullying Ben Simmons, and Joel Embiid.
So that's the trade-off.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have given him that money personally because I don't want to pay him $24 million a year when he's 36.
I think it's the exact deal. If it all ends up working, they're expecting to win a championship out of that sign.
If they win a championship,
it's
worth it. If they don't, they can't get by the Eastern Conference Finals, can't get by Milwaukee, then it's an L.
Because Horford will just be looked at the piece that couldn't push
Al
them
Horford's
enough.
tenure here, if they do not win a ring here, it's a failure.
Yeah. I like Horford. I think he'll bring those leadership qualities to them. I think for the 76ers, if I'm them right now, I'm still slowing my approach down. You still got to figure out this Jimmy Butler situation with the moving pieces. And now with Tobias Harris kind of being your really only shooter on the team, that's going to be a challenge within itself.
Yeah,
losing Josh Reddick is huge. JJ Redick is huge.
Yeah, losing Redick is absolutely awful for this team. But there should be ways to figure it out somehow, some way. I'm not worried about this Philadelphia team. I think they're the second best team in the East, and if they can stay away from injuries here, they're going to be right there and probably in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Well, look at what happened with Toronto. They were 4 bounces. 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Kawhi had hit the luckiest shot.
If you think about it, they gave Toronto their best shot because Milwaukee they gave him a shot, but...
This is with an injured Embiid, a can't-shoot Ben Simmons. And
it was Game 7 in overtime.
So say you come back a year from now, who knows what's going to happen with Toronto, but they go up against a team for the Eastern Conference Finals, they're in a way better situation.
Yeah.
And now being able to let Embiid get the rest he needs and this team still being great, that's the biggest one. Speaking of JJ Redick, the Pelicans have made quite a few moves. Yes. Griffin deserves all the credit in the world. He's a beast.
He set themselves up with the whole Anthony Davis trade, all the picks they got. Obviously, they're going to run it now with Drew Holiday, Lonzo Ball,
And who knows
Zion.
with Drew Holiday? Now
Yeah.
that situation's
Now,
getting
with Holiday,
interesting.
I think they might need to deal, and they can get more assets.
Yeah.
They've signed J.J. Redick in free agency, Derek Favors in free agency. They
They're-
lost Julius Randle, but
They're getting shooting. They're getting defense. These aren't moves a team hoping to compete in a couple years makes.
No,
This is a team that's looking to be solid, complete right now.
They think they can probably get to the finals in the next 2 years.
And
that seems like it to me.
Doesn't seem crazy to me.
No,
if
it doesn't.
Zion is what everyone thinks Zion's going to be,
They should be, yeah.
why not?
If Zion's not, then it's a different story.
Imagine if LeBron had all this help when he went to Cleveland
Yeah.
to start. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Mo Williams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, come on. Zion has There's no excuse if he fails. There's none.
We were talking about it earlier. The West is wide open.
Easy.
Golden State now, you lost KD, you trade him off for D'Angelo Russell.
There's about 5 teams you could.
OKC, you can make the argument for Paul George, Russell Westbrook. Will they ever figure it out? This year would be the year.
Portland.
You just got Hassan Whiteside. You got a big now. If Nurkic can get back and get healthy.
Golden
with
State.
McCollum, yep.
Houston.
I said them.
Yeah.
Houston, running it back with the same core. Utah now, they added Mike Conley.
Denver.
Denver with
stop.
Jokic.
That whole.
The Lakers, of course. What if the Clippers get Kawhi?
That's what I'm saying. And if Kawhi goes to the Lakers, it's going to become the
Then
next,
it's different.
Golden State
Then it's
conversation. But overall, to have that kind of spread out talent across the league, it's fun. It's exciting. For once, there's parity in the league again. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I think that's what NBA has been missing badly.
Yeah.
They need it for the regular season more than anything.
You can make a case for 10 teams that they can get to the finals. Same thing with the East. If Kawhi ends up going to the Clippers here, Milwaukee should be a candidate. Philadelphia should be a candidate. If somehow Brooklyn is able to put it all together and maybe KD comes back early, they could be there. If the Celtics somehow put it together, they're there. Indiana, they just added Brogdon.
No,
That's another piece.
A lot of moving pieces across the league. And, I think the NBA, if anyone's happy about this, it's Silver right now.
Yeah, if
You know what I
Miami
mean?
can get another star with Jimmy Butler, they're right there.
Now, if you were to take a guess, you said, Pelicans, the mindset, it's obvious. They're hoping to be in the finals in the next couple of years. Where do you think they end up next year?
Probably like a 6 or 7 seed.
I agree.
And if they were in the East, they'd be probably 4 or 5. But just because I think Golden State's going to be better than them, I think the Lakers are going to be better than them. The Clippers, I do think they're going to get Kawhi. They'll be better. That's, 3-4 teams already. Houston will be better than them.
And I think you look at teams like the Clippers, they re-signed Patrick Beverley for 3 years, $40 million. There's a distilled veteran toughness to that team. No matter what, as much as I like Favors and I like J.J. Redick, still Zion's the leader of that team. And no matter what, his side partners are Lonzo and Brandon Ingram, 2 guys who struggle to stay on the court.
Yeah.
Injuries are still a real thing here. Who knows if that will change with a different medical staff, but you really can't depend on these guys hoping they play 82.
Yeah.
It's not realistic.
Yeah. Like
Lonzo hasn't even played a half a season.
Exactly. Lonzo Ball, his durability is in question. Brandon Ingram, what's the situation with his blood clots?
Anything could happen any day.
What could happen to Chris Bosh? You have no idea.
He could be. Bosch ended up retiring. Who knows? In a year from now, if there's
it
another
could go
spark,
away. Yeah.
Brandon Ingram could be gone from the league.
Yes.
As much as I enjoy the Pelicans, they're going to be a blast. I think they're going to be one of the most popular storylines.
They're
going
to be fun to watch on TV. Yeah.
Exactly. It'll be something to look forward to, not next year, but the year after.
Yeah.
We got anything else basketball-wise?
I think we covered it.
Yeah, you said Kawhi's going to the Clippers.
I think
That's
Kawhi's
your
going
guess?
to go to the Clippers.
I'm
But
going to agree with that.
the more and more I think about it, I hope he doesn't go to the Lakers.
If he goes to the Lakers,
I'll be upset. First of all, this is what the Lakers, I think, are trying to sell him on here. The idea of the load management. LeBron, an aging star here. Anthony Davis isn't very durable. He gets hurt a lot. I think the Lakers are telling these guys, you guys can play 60 games. We'll be fine with 2 or 3 you guys playing, rotating, taking nights off.
A guy like Kyle Kuzma, who's young, who can take those beatings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it would just hurt the league if they went to the Lakers. Because, first of all, that would just suck. Because I like the Kawhi-LeBron rivalry.
As much as it's crazy, right? You remember when KD went to Golden State? It was still, I want to see these guys on the court. I want to see what it looks like. I don't get that feeling.
No, I don't want to see
LeBron
it.
and AD.
First of all, I think it would be clunky and it wouldn't be fun to watch.
Exactly.
Because they're not fun players to watch necessarily. LeBron is electric and stuff, but Kawhi, they call him the boring man.
Yeah, and Kawhi, ISO, he wants to kind of do it himself.
It's not going to be fun to watch.
You're going to picture LeBron sitting on the perimeter. You know what I mean?
No.
You have a guy like Anthony Davis who's going to want to create with other guys, do different stuff
I would
like
have
that.
been cool if Klay Thompson ended up in the Lakers. I think that would
beautiful.
That would have been great.
Those
but,
defense, their defense would have been
Kawhi,
great.
Kawhi should either stay in Toronto, I don't think he is, or go to the Clippers.
Yeah.
Go to the Clippers, have the LA rivalry, LeBron versus Kawhi, build your whole brand off that. It would be cool to see. There's parity in the league again.
Yeah. If there was going to be a third star, I thought it had to be a shooter.
Yeah.
And as much as I like Kawhi, he's not the best three-point shooter. We know that.
You could argue Kawhi and LeBron are the 2 best players in the world.
Yes.
I don't want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Davis is right up there, too.
It's just they're not LeBron and Kawhi, where they're at, Kawhi's not the Kyrie Irving. He can't make the deep shot.
Kawhi has built everything he has about beating LeBron.
That's it. He's the LeBron beater.
He's the anti-LeBron.
That's exactly it. He plays with his teammates, mid-range game, slow, steady, kind of chip away at the guy. That's not what this Lakers team is going to be. They're going to be explosive, dynamic superstars. And for Kawhi, I can't imagine him wanting to be caught up in that because it doesn't matter if you have LeBron and AD. They're still going to have drama all season long there. There'll be a story in the first week of the season about an issue in the locker room,
Yep.
We'll be lucky if we get to through training camp without something like
agree.
that happening, All right, should we switch to some MLB talk?
Yep, let's hit it.
All right, let's give Alex Cora right here. Let's see what he had to say about these 2 L's in London.
Alex, you said the other day that you're not playing for the wild card, you're playing to win the World Series again. Do you think this team, as constituted right now, can win the World Series again?
Yeah, we can win the World Series.
Even with the bullpen?
We can win the World Series. We just need to play better. We need to get better in every aspect. We can talk about the bullpen, but we can talk about the offense. We can talk about the defense or base running. We have the talent to win the World Series, but we have to play better. And we've been saying it since day one. And it better happen sooner rather than later, because it's not that we're running out of time, but the lead is huge. It's a huge lead, and there's other teams around us that are playing good baseball. And they're trending up, and we're not doing that. So
I'm happy someone can tell the lead in the AL East is growing because Dave Dombrowski obviously can't.
Well, up to 11, right?
Yes.
11 games?
11 games. I put a tweet out yesterday. What is it going to take, 15? You going to be 15 back to go trade for a reliever?
I think they do it this week.
In all reality, 10 games is known as kind of the death mark. If you're you're 10 games
like
back,
5, 6, you get in a
it
hot
can
streak,
happen.
You win 80 your last 10. The other guys go 4 of 10.
The
right
Yankees have taken 5 out of 6 games against this team.
Yeah.
They're getting destroyed.
They averaged 15 runs a game. That last series.
Listen, you had. I don't understand where the thought from Dave Dombrowski is at this point. I see people defending him. Yes, he won a World Series last year. Congratulations. It was great. But it also doesn't mean the following year you take your foot off the pedal. That's not the Boston mindset.
So what do you think he does?
I don't know what he's going to do because, honestly, I don't know if he makes a move in the next week. He has to. He needs to. But at that point, that makes him look like he's panicking.
I think at that point, he has to. He's got no choice.
But everything in his comments has gone against the grain.
Yeah,
we're going to wait. We're going to wait.
Stephen Wright's coming back, and that. Yeah.
Stephen Wright came back. He's pitched 3 innings, and he's given up 2 runs.
Yeah.
It's great. It's nice to see him out of the bullpen. He's not super effective. He's a knuckleballer in the middle of the game. You're not going to want that in the late innings. That's not what it is. So what is he, a 2 or 3 inning guy? How many of these are you going to have?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You ruined Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes at this point is broken. I have no faith in him being good this year again.
It's unfortunate.
Do you think he'll come back this year?
I think he needs about a month off.
Yeah, and how is he going to get that?
They can't even do that. That's my. They can't.
That's exactly what we talked about. What did we say? We said if Matt Barnes falls apart here, which he is on the verge of doing last time we did a show.
Yep.
Then they're screwed.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And he fell apart, and now there's nothing left. Heath Hembree could come back. He's not good enough.
Isn't Barnes, was it the 3rd most used reliever in baseball or something like that?
His ERA before June was below 3. It's now 4.93 or something like that. He's gone from one of the best relievers in all of baseball to one of the worst. Yeah. And he's going out there. He's gotten shelled, blown saves.
5 out of 7 days.
Yes.
Crazy.
And if watching Marcus Walden go out there too. Marcus Walden hasn't been too good in the past month either.
Freaking goggles, man.
And he's throwing that stupid slider down the middle again and again.
He was so pissed. Who hit it? Who hit that double off him? Oh, he was swearing.
Yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
Was it LeMahieu?
I think it was.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was.
Either him or Hicks. It was one of them. But you got to think. They came in. It was Marcus Walden to start the inning. I think it was the 7th. And then Matt Barnes came in. They faced 6 batters and got 1 out. That's your 8th and 9th inning guy this year.
Eek.
They got 1 out. I don't understand how this isn't considered a fireable time for Dave Dombrowski for what he's doing.
Because they're coming off a World Series.
Congratulations.
That's just why.
But there's been plenty of GMs over the years who've been booted after a World Series the following year. Because you know what part of being that president of baseball operations is? Not carrying that World Series hangover. And when you sit there and a team is falling and drowning over and over again, you know what that sounds like?
It's
a World
awful.
Series hangover. You think this team's going to bounce back.
I don't.
No, but he does. That's the look he's putting. You know who would think that? A team who's full of themselves and think they can win the World Series.
So how
again.
can this team get back in contention?
It's going to take a lot. They need to get healthy, first off. They are drowning more than usual because when Nathan Eovaldi went down, it amplified every single bullpen issue they had.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, no,
totally forgot about that.
It's 100% it. When Nathan Eovaldi went down, not only did this bullpen add a whole nother weight to their back, but it was multiple because they had to pull arms out. Hector
you think
Velasquez
they regret
came
giving
out.
him the money?
Nathan Eovaldi, It's not yet, but I think you're seeing what he is. He's an injury-prone pitcher who's had 2 Tommy John surgeries in his career. He's had this bone spur surgery twice, and now he has bicep soreness.
Yeah.
And he's barely throwing. When there's an issue with a throwing arm like that, 9 out of 10 times, it's not looking good for the year. We talked about Luis Severino.
Well, first he was supposed to be back in 4 to 6 weeks, right? Or 6 to 8?
They said at the end of June or
Today's
mid-June.
July 1st.
Yeah, and he hasn't even got on a throwing program yet.
Yeah.
He's just playing catch. So he's not going to be back.
Till August?
Likely end of July, probably August, because he needs to go down and make a couple starts. And now Brian Johnson it hasn't been given out exactly what's going on with him, but it's something medical. So
Yep.
he's off. He's not going to be
Done.
playing. They said he'll be back this year, but who knows? But did you realize when the Red Sox went on this winning streak, it was Brian Johnson bringing the stability to the 5th rotation spot. That's what changed it for this
So you think
team.
it's the fifth starting spot
It
here?
starts there because when you have a guy go 2 innings out there, and then you have to, it's 7 innings.
So
that
should they
day.
acquire a starting pitcher?
They can't. They can't afford it. There's really not an option to. John Henry said, "I'm not looking to add much payroll."
How much payroll do they have left?
They're already
Are they over the luxury tax?
They have
or
the
no?
highest payroll in baseball this year. Think about that. They're underperforming this much, and they've spent more money
And
than anybody.
they haven't even paid bets yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Who are they paying?
Chris Sale,
Price,
Bogarts.
Bogarts isn't even that crazy.
Well,
though.
he got his arbitration money.
Yeah, that's true.
Benintendi's still there. He's not making too much, but David Price.
David Price, yeah.
$31 million
That's-
right off
that's
the
a lot
top.
of money.
Rick Purcell's $20 million.
That's a lot, too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at Rick Purcell's ERA is over 5. His garbage cell. He pitched a third of an inning.
And now Evaldi's at what?
4 years, $70 million,
Yeah.
something like that. Eduardo Rodriguez, I believe he's in arbitration at this point in his
think so,
career too, and he's as average as anybody.
Yeah.
And then you go to the bullpen, it's all
They're not paying anyone.
nothing. You
No.
know what I mean? Except your boy Tyler Thornburg,
Yes,
who has
yes.
done nothing for this team. And you also don't forget what Pablo Sandoval's money comes off the books this year.
Is it?
Yeah, so I believe that's on the books right
Nice,
now.
nice.
And he's having a great season over in San Francisco.
Hey, they love him over there.
Oh yeah, he's played pretty well for them.
They love him.
They may be rebuilding, but at least he's something to watch.
Sells tickets.
It shows the window is a lot tighter than people thought it was with this Red Sox team. If I'm them at this point, this next 2 weeks decides what you are. And I think ultimately that's why Dave Dombrowski hasn't made a move.
You think
I
so?
don't think there's not enough minor league assets for this team.
Well, that's why I think you need to flirt with the idea of dealing Chavis.
If you trade Chavis.
And I like Chavis a lot. Like Ben Brophy over there knows I like Michael Chavis.
Oh, yeah. Kid hit 2 3-run home runs in the first game
I
of that
know.
London series.
I know.
As much as he got bullied the second game defensively, it's just he still can't hit a high fastball.
So that's my point. Is
Both
I
of the
think-
home runs were on
I
off-speed
think
pitches.
his value right now won't be any higher. This is highest it's ever going to be. Same with Jackie Bradley.
Yeah.
You can retool and build for the future while you're competing this year. If
Now-
you're able to get a nice bullpen piece and a nice young arm.
So what's your hope? So you have a guy who's making the minimum and who's under team
Yeah.
control for the next 5 years. Can you sacrifice giving that up when you have the highest payroll in the MLB?
I don't know. Well,
Marco Hernandez would have to be your second baseman. You'd have to commit
I
to
think
him.
they could live with that.
He's hitting 300.
They can live with that, yeah.
Listen, I know.
Even if he starts to struggle a bit, you still got Nunez and Holt back. Nunez and Holt.
He brings dimensions to this team they also don't have. He's so fast.
Quick,
He's
yeah.
really quick. He's a 70 runner for a lot of people on the 20/80 scale. It's just with Michael Chavis right now being one of the few spark plugs of this team. If you
Moreland
trade
can
him,
get healthy. I don't know.
I think Chavis has shown he's not a first baseman. I think most
Yeah.
people have realized
After
that.
this weekend,
Yeah,
I think we realized.
he needs to go play second base, and even that he's average. But I don't really know who else you're going to get there. I still think he's a good player. 260 with 25
so who
home
do you
runs
think
is
there's
valuable.
a better chance to get dealt, Chavis or Jackie Bradley?
Jackie.
I think Jackie.
Because I think if you trade Jackie Bradley Jr., you can justify his stock being the highest it ever has. Free agency's coming up. And I think the streakiness, as great as it is when it's hot, it hits Red Sox
very
people
bad.
a little too heavy. They've gone sick of this up and down with him. But I also believe they need someone who can man center field. And unless you're willing to commit Mookie Betts to that, it's a weird situation
Yeah.
to be in. You want JD Martinez to go play right field?
They got to do something, man.
Because I could tell you for sure Andrew Benintendi's not playing
Yeah.
right field.
They
with
gotta
his
do
20
something.
arm.
They just can't keep sitting here and dropping these games here.
No, they're 11 games back. They're 2.5 out of the wild card.
That's sad.
And you look at it. Can they beat the Indians, the Rangers, or the Athletics? They're not getting the first wild card. It belongs to the Rays.
It's going to be in Tampa.
yeah,
at the Trop.
It's not even a conversation.
And if you get that far, they've got options to throw at you.
They have-
Whether they throw Snell, was that Glasner kid?
Or Glass now. Yeah, he's out right now.
He's out, but He might be back, right?
Yeah, they're hoping. The thing is, Charlie Morton, who's been the second best.
Yep.
He has, I think, the second highest
Or
ERA or lowest in
they
the
throw an
MLB.
opener at you.
Yeah, I don't. And Yanni Chirinos threw 8 innings, and he used to be an opener for them against us. I think if you're looking at it, Blake Snell's had an off year this year, and they're still this good. What's really scary about Tampa is their bullpen. I think if you pair him and Charlie Morton in a start, the Red Sox are going to be in a very tough spot.
I can tell you, they're going to lose the game 5-1.
And you look at it right now with their starters, the only one I think I'd trust to start my
Price,
first
right?
playoff game is David Price.
Price, yeah.
And I hate to toot my own horn, but I've been saying this for a long time.
I still think they lose that game.
Because Price, as great as he is, he's got about 6. He's going to give you 6 and probably 2, 6 and 3. He's just going to be good. He's a good pitcher. Chris Sale is either
boom or bust.
4 runs or no runs.
Yeah.
And as much as people want to hype Chris Sale and say all these great things, he hasn't shown he can show up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you struck out the last batter of the World Series. People forget, you had your belly button infection or all the
I forgot about that.
all the stupid stuff that happened. You know what I mean? And he was coming out of the bullpen for a reason at that point. If I'm the Red Sox, when you think like that, it doesn't feel like it's worth going out and getting these things. It feels like you need to retool.
You do have to take a chance.
You think so? You go for it?
Yeah.
What if they lose 5 out of their next 6?
Oh. So what are they, like 14 back?
Yeah. Say they're right around 500 again.
Crap.
I think they're 4 games above 500 or something like that.
Well, then I think it makes it easier to sell on Jackie Bradley and Rick Porcello.
Rick Purcell is not getting you anything right now.
You
His
don't think
ERA is
nothing?
above 5.
Nothing?
And how much money he makes? Maybe if you take him...
Well, he's a rental.
Yeah, so say you take on the money, right? And you hope to fix him.
I don't know.
Look, Rick Porcello's stats is here. Let's just pull this up real quick.
But he showed he gives you grittiness. He's an arm for, I don't know, 3 or
Here we
4
go.
starter.
Rick Porcello's last 7 starts, a 6.03 ERA. Guess how many innings he's pitched in 7 starts? 37 innings.
I was going to guess 28.
No. 29 strikeouts in 37 innings. 47 hits in 37 innings.
Who else can they sell here? I'm trying to think.
There's not much. There's just not movable assets. Maybe,
Mitch Moreland?
I guess. You got Steve Pearce. Right?
Well, if you're just committing
Who's
to
going to play first base for you?
Chavis.
Oh, my. You want to see him go out?
No, but if that's what you got to do, you got to do it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think they're going to...
Chavis and Pierce.
I think they'll just commit to what they have. I think they're going to go out and get a reliever. But if I'm the Red Sox...
I think they need 2 relievers, not just 1.
They do need to, but they can't afford to. I think if I were them, Cody Allen was on the market. And listen, he was awful with the Angels this year. But 2 years ago, he was a great closer for the Indians. Why wouldn't you pick him up and try to fix him? When you have Brian Bannister, who has shown he can fix pitchers before, why not?
I don't know.
You just don't. The Mets went and got him. And who's the only team who has more blown saves than the Red Sox?
The Mets.
Who have 21 while the Red Sox have 17.
Yep.
Shows where they are.
Yep.
It's just not even picking up arms and going through the mix to try and fix it. That's what's frustrating to me.
I don't know what you do. I have no idea.
I tell you what you do. Dave Dombrowski, you wanna keep your job? Listen here. Darwinzon Hernandez is at AAA. Call him up right now. He can't start. I don't know why you think he can start. Somehow you believe he could start, but you don't believe he can be in the bullpen. Weird, right?
Do you think Dombrowski wants him to start, or do you think Cora does? Or is it both?
Cora doesn't know.
Or you think Cora doesn't care?
Cora doesn't know. I think Cora realizes what he is. Cora is listen, despite all this, I think Alex Cora is a great manager. I really do.
Well, it's not been necessarily his
not
fault.
him.
He's kind of going through a minefield.
Yeah, that's it. Dombrowski's doing this, and that's the other thing. He's sabotaging to some degree.
Kinda, yeah.
And whether it's by accident or on purpose, it's still sabotaging. But what was I saying? Who was I just about to talk about?
Hernandez.
Yes, Darwinzon Hernandez. Came out, he struck out the first 4 batters he faced against the Rangers. A very good lineup. Tell me why he can't be in this bullpen throwing 98 from the left side.
I don't know.
That's better. Brandon Workman's throwing 93.
Well, there has to be a reason.
Yeah, the reason, because they want to commit to him. They hope he's a starter.
Does Hernandez not want to come out of the bullpen?
I don't care what Darwinzon Hernandez has to say.
I don't know.
It's not his choice.
That's true.
Do you want a team? Do you want to play somewhere? I think if they told Darwinzon Hernandez he could be in the MLB right now, he'd choose to be in the MLB.
Yeah, I guess.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, what's better, starting at AAA or being a
that's
late
true.
inning
Yeah.
arm, right? Ryan Brazier gave up another home run yesterday to Didi.
Not a
Sir
surprise.
Didi Gregorius, the GOAT. Mike Shawarren's down now. What do you have? Tell me.
You have nothing. No, you don't have anything.
Darwinzon Hernandez would be.
I don't think he still fixes the problem. I think you still suck.
But I think he
might
helps.
help. I mean, you could add him and another piece.
There's your 2 arms you were looking for.
Could be.
Also, my boy Durbin Feltman.
I don't think he's getting a look.
Listen, yes, he gave up a walk-off 2-run home run in AA yesterday. I will admit that. Before that, he had been great for about a month and a half. I think that alone, and what people don't realize, he's changing his mechanics. That's what he's been doing at AA. They're teaching him to throw a little softer so he can control it. I think at this point, Durbin Feltman, how many bullets does he have? Why not try it? He called Andrew Benintendi up from AA a couple years ago.
I just don't think they're going to do it. I just don't see it. I think there's a better chance Hernandez gets called.
I agree, but where is he?
I think there's a better. Well, it could be coming in now because obviously we saw what's his face got option Schwarren and
the role Schwarren's being used in is the exact role I was looking for out of Darwinzon Hernandez. I like Mike Schwarren. Do I think he's going to be a great piece anywhere? No. He's either a 5 starter or a 6th or 7th inning arm. But hoping he becomes this electric 8th inning arm like Core, who was obsessed with it, no. It's Darwinzon Hernandez. If you need an impact arm, it's him. He can go and control it for an inning. And if he blows up every 5 appearances, who cares? It's better than watching
every 2 appearances.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you get out of Marcus Walden. That's what you get out of Ryan Brazier.
Ugh, he sucks.
They all suck. None of them are good. My boy Colton Brewer has become one of the better relievers.
Oh my God, he sucks too.
How does he suck? He's been one of the
sucks.
Okay, you know what? You ready to eat crow, Jason Pombo?
They put him in when it's 9-0.
Yeah, it's a nice spot to be in. Let's look at the last 7 games from Colton Brewer. He has a 1.42 ERA. You ready for something crazier? The last 15 games, he has a 2.55 ERA.
Don't give me Colton Brewer. You want to put him in the 8th inning?
I'd take him over Ryan Brazier and Marcus Walden, adjusting his goggles every 2 minutes.
The goggles are so annoying.
Oh, my God. Walden sucks. He has a 3.4 ERA this year. What does that do for me?
I just don't trust.
He came up for a week.
I don't trust any of them.
Brewer. All right, listen. As much as Colton Brewer may be up and down, this is a good sample size. 15 games. 17 2/3 innings, 17 Ks. I'm not going to tell you how many guys he walked.
Yeah, how many guys did he walk?
13.
I'm not putting him in a high leverage spot.
But I would take that over a home run. I would take the walks in that case.
The walk over a home run.
The whip is not great. I will give you that.
Because the walks, yeah.
But at least Brewer can miss bats.
I don't know, man.
I'm
not a Colton Brewer
Walden
guy.
or Brewer at this point.
Right now?
I take Brewer.
Screw it. I'll take Walden.
You're out of your mind.
If any one out, I'll take Walden.
You'll take him for one out, but
bases loaded, 2 outs here.
No.
I'm facing Aaron Judge. I'll take Walden.
No, I don't even think that's fair. Brewer has way better stuff. I'll take
Walden.
bat. Let's look up Marcus Walden's last 15 games.
Yeah, it's been rough, but I still would take Walden.
I'm not buying into it. It's a slider fastball combo that's really not too exciting. All right, here we go. Let's play a fun game, Jason.
Okay.
The last 7 games for Marcus Walden. You want to put a
He's
guess?
been bad. No,
What's his ERA? I'm curious.
5-something.
10.50. Good talk. All right.
What's Colton Brewer before his last 7 games? He was
I gave you 15 games with a 2.50 ERA.
He started so bad this year.
Yeah, started. Is it how you start, or is it what it is right now? Because it sounds like you're buying into how Marcus Walden started.
I'll take the chance.
That's what I'm hearing.
I'll take the
chance.
chance.
Let's play another game. Last 15 games.
Shut
your mouth. Shut your mouth for 1 minute. Thank you. Last 15 games. What is Marcus Walden's ERA? Give me a guess.
8.
8? Yeah, 7.90.
I was close.
Yeah. Okay. Ready? How many strikeouts? 16 in that time. How many hits? 20 in 13 innings.
Look, Colton Brewer comes in when the 5th starter gets his ass kicked, so they throw him in the 2nd inning.
Oh, it's great because you know who comes in 2 innings later to give it up after the Red Sox came back? Marcus Walden, Jason. What is it better, to pitch when the Red Sox are trailing and they come back, or is it better to give up the lead every time?
We're talking high leverage situations.
Yes, and in the high leverage situation, the Red Sox are losing the most.
It's 14-0 when he comes in.
Marcus Walden, no, it's finally 6-6.
I'm talking about Colton Brewer. It's 14-0 when he comes in.
But he holds it. He maintains
hold
it.
it. Yes, he doesn't make it 18-0.
All right, I'd rather someone hold it than give it up.
It's fair.
Right?
I'll still take Walden. I'll take the goggles.
I think I tore my Achilles.
I'll take the goggles.
Milliken is on the floor.
I am hurt.
I'll take the goggles.
You'll take the goggles. Enjoy the goggles.
I'll take the goggles.
We'll be back in AAA in a year.
No.
Oh, my
He's here to stay.
God.
Colton Brewer's not the answer. I'll give you Hernandez and another guy, but I'm not going Colton Brewer.
You at least got Brewer's been better for the past 15 games.
He has.
Okay.
Not in high leverage spots. I'm not going to roll with Colton Brewer. That's not sustainable. You know it's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable with Marcus Walden.
No, it's not.
I'll take
That's
the
why
guy
you
with
need the
better
2
stuff.
guys. You need the 2 guys.
I agree. I agree with you on the 2 guys.
You can keep Brewer in the MLB. He's on, but
at this point, Brewer has been more effective in a significant sample size.
Recently, yes.
15 games.
Yes, recently,
That's 15 appearances.
Recently, yes.
Imagine I showed up to work 15 days, right? My last 15 days sucked.
Well, you would have got fired because you sucked
Oh,
earlier.
I would have got fired if I sucked for the last 15 days.
No, you would have been fired in April.
Oh, my God. Brewer, yes, he started off weak, but Walden started off strong. Now he sucks.
Now it's the opposite for now.
I'll take Brewer right now.
I just want to see Brewer in high leverage spots.
But the reason Brewer... See, that's where I disagree with you. You call them not high leverage spots. I call the first inning where Rick Porcello gave up 6 runs and the game's getting out of hand and they need to shut it down immediately. That's what I call Colton Brewer.
I want to see him 6-6, bottom of the 7th here. That's what I just want to see.
They haven't been able to get that
no,
far.
I know. They can't get that far. I know.
Like that's the issue.
I know. They got to get that far.
When you don't have that many arms, you kind of just go.
Whether it's Stephen Wright,
And
somebody.
It says something. Who do you see before Marcus Walden sometimes now? Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes has been in the 6th, 7th
Barnes
inning.
is falling, yeah.
They use their best arms. Who's one of the first arms they always call out of the pen?
It's Colton Brewer, Stephen Wright.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know.
I'm telling you. I don't think Colton Brewer is going to be an 8th inning guy, but I think at this point, him and Walden, they're not far different. I think Brewer has the higher ceiling.
I guess we'll see here. I want Stephen Wright here to do something because Nebraska's been talking him up for 3 weeks now.
I love Stephen Wright, but I do not want to watch Christian Vasquez in his pass balls and late in games.
Well, they need Stephen Wright. Well, they need him.
No, they do. It's just I don't think he's what he was.
He's not even eligible for the postseason. So
No.
even if he gets hot, he's useless.
That's the thing. So it's great to lean on him down the stretch, but you're going to be in the same spot
exactly.
if you make the playoffs.
If he is, let's just say Dabrowski's talking about this and that, and he is that reliever you need.
Yeah.
It's all great, but you lose him come playoff time.
Yeah, it's just overall.
I think that's a stupid rule, by the way.
I do
That's
too.
stupid.
They did it because of Melky Cabrera.
That's
You remember that? He
stupid,
hit
yeah.
like 330 in the first half for the Giants.
Because when Robinson Cano was, where did he get dealt?
Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
he
couldn't-
tested positive.
Yeah.
That's
stupid.
Yeah, it's
Imagine telling Julian Edelman, you can't play in the playoffs.
But I
That's
get it.
stupid.
I get it to some degree.
I don't.
I don't know. So
you served your time.
But a player test positive, right? There needs to be some punishment looking forward. It sucks that you miss the games, but that's a vacation sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
100. What do you get? What did I get? 70 games? 50?
80 games.
That's a lot.
You got half a season.
It's half the season.
You got half a season.
It's like
yeah.
half the season and you miss the playoffs if you get that far. That just seems like a lot to me.
I think the reason they keep them out of the playoffs is to avoid the narrative of this guy's a steroid user and dominating our playoffs.
Well,
I think that's
it's a
the
knuckleball
narrative.
pitcher.
Listen. As much as Stephen Wright and the situation, the domestic abuse situation is very weird. All those details
that never
came
even,
out.
developed, yeah.
So I'm not talking about him as a person, but it was
He
obvious.
could be a crappy person.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
He took the steroids to get healthy.
Yeah,
he had the same surgery as Dustin Pedroia.
They all do that.
Yeah.
Julian Edelman, the whole 9
Sometimes
off the surgery. Yes, of course.
In
They
all
all
reality,
do that.
if I was an athlete and it was like, okay, you're going to try to rehab to hope to play one more year, or you're going to do steroids, get suspended for 4 games, and play 3 more years. Pass me that needle.
Ugh, I don't know.
Pass
No.
it.
Because then I wouldn't want to miss the playoffs though.
Yeah, that's
such a
baseball.
that's
But
a
in football,
crusher.
like Julian Edelman, it paid out.
Different.
It worked out.
But that's crushing.
It's a tough spot.
Wright's just sitting there you have one goal to get to the World Series, to win a World Series.
I think
you
if
can't
you-
even be a part of it.
I think the rule should be adjusted if you test positive in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
I think that's
I'm
fair.
fine with that. Yes.
But what they're scared of, he tested positive before the season, and they don't want that foundation to build into this season. I know, I
That's
agree, but
stupid.
you know what I'm saying? That's kind of
what
like
if a big name gets tested here? What if JD Martinez failed it?
Look at what happened to the Athletics last week.
Yeah, that's
Frankie Montaz
Yeah.
got suspended. He's been their ace this year.
He's out of the playoffs if they get that far.
Yeah, that's huge.
So do they consider the wild card game a playoff?
That's a playoff game.
That's
Yep.
what they consider. Okay.
It's just a one playoff game. It's like Game 7 right off the bat.
That's what I thought.
And then you move into the ALDS. It's a tough road making to that wild card game. Even if the Red Sox make it there, I do not have faith in them winning one game.
I think I'd pick Tampa in that.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. What else we got to talk? God, I'm so
Home
upset.
run derby?
Yeah. Real quick, you want to hit on Travis Shaw and Tyler Thornburg?
Yes. Tyler Thornburg and Travis Shaw both suck.
Both at AAA right now, having a good time. Travis Shaw has been replaced by Mike Moustakas. So everyone who's complained
Is he
about
still
that
on that
trade-
1-year deal?
Moustakas?
Yeah.
And he's dominating. But Travis Shaw, he kind of lost his position. Travis Shaw was playing second base, third base, and first base. Moustakas is the super utility.
I liked Shaw. I was kind of not surprised they traded him, but I thought Thornburg was going to be really good.
I hated Travis Shaw.
Yeah, you never liked him.
I despised him.
But you liked Thornburg a lot.
I was huge. I was so excited for Thornburg. I was like, this is a great move for the bullpen at the time. This was what? 2016 going into 2017, I believe.
About, I think, yeah.
God, I'm digging back. But yeah, at the time, I thought Travis Shaw was extremely overrated. I didn't think he was going to be a great
They
major
did too.
leaguer.
Or actually, you know what? They might not have because Thornburg at the time was a reliever that was a hot commodity.
You got to remember, in that deal, Mauricio Dubon was traded.
He was in there,
Who
too.
was a pretty solid prospect at the time. Not a top 100 guy, but a top 20 in the Sox system.
Shaw helped that deal, though. I
Yeah,
have to
Josh
say.
Pennington was in that deal, too.
And Shaw had a few, what was it? His first year in Milwaukee was pretty decent, wasn't it?
Yes,
He had like 29 home runs. or
Yeah,
something.
he had last year even. He hit 240 with like 30 jacks.
Because Thornburg was hurt, and the Red Sox had that hole at first base, and everyone was like, well.
But now I think he's come down. I think what you see out of Travis Shaw is a very interesting comp to Michael Chavis, personally.
Oh, that sucks.
I think it's going to be some very good years
So
and
if
some
that's
very
the
rough
case,
years.
you deal him now.
Yeah, I understand it. I can't imagine the Red Sox doing it. he's kind of the face of the next generation. And
I think that's Devers and Bogarts.
But not in that same way. Devers has been here for a couple years now. Bogarts has been here since 2013.
Yeah, Bogarts has been here a while.
I think Chavis is
Devers.
like the more young infused. You know what I mean? Certainly. And I agree. Definitely, those are the face of the young generation.
I would also look to see what it would take for Benintendi to get moved.
He's been dealing with injuries all season, so I don't even. His stock, he's having a down year. He's in what 270 something.
What would he get you? Because I don't know what he is anymore.
The only thing, I think if you dealt Benintendi, it might be a little bit easier to fill that outfield.
Yes.
Then you could probably move JD
to left.
And you can spell Chavis out there.
You could try. You could
Steve Pierce out there maybe a little bit.
You could finesse it a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe you can trade for some low-end talent.
Yeah. It's just not a great situation. The Red Sox don't have a lot of depth, and they don't have a lot of assets.
Benintendi leading off has been terrible.
Yeah, he's done. Devers has been a beast in the second hole.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to continue to sit there, and they'll just run Mookie first, even though he's been awful at the leadoff spot. I just think Chavis is giving a spark to this team. You see it continuously, even with the 2 3-run home runs in the first game of the London series. That still speaks out to me.
Yeah.
You know, who's going to play second base, Marco? I just don't feel like the Red Sox have that much belief in him. I do. If you told me right now you could trade Chavis and get a controllable reliever for 3 years, I think about it.
Probably do it.
I think about that pretty heavy.
Do it.
Because
I think they would do it too.
I think ultimately Marco Hernandez will be as productive, if not more, than Chavis. Because I think Chavis is going to be a 240, 250 guy his whole career with 200 Ks and 25 home runs. I think Hernandez could hit 285 with 10 home runs and 25 stolen bases.
Yeah.
It's what you want. You know what I mean?
I would consider it.
What a spot
Well,
to
I
be
think
in.
the Red Sox are considering all options here. I
They
think
have to.
everything's on the table. Buying and selling.
All
for
right,
everybody.
Let's take a break here. When we come back, we'll talk the All-Star Game snubs, home run derby. Our boy Craig Kimbrell getting his first save with the Cubs.
Yes.
So you're not going to want to go anywhere.
Thank you for listening to Pombo and Milliken on YouTube. Don't forget, every episode airs live on the WMLN app. Just search WMLN in your Apple or Google Play Store.
All right, we don't got much time to wrap things up here. I'm having what's the word?
Palpitations.
Thank you. I love that you know that I don't know any vocabulary, Jason.
What's the matter, Ben?
I did not know how to say
Yeah, I got heart palpitations just casually.
that. It's okay. We'll make it through. We got about 5 minutes left of the show before we actually have to go to work, guys. So RIP to us. Okay, All-Star Game. We know the two biggest. Yeah, you okay? Sad face.
I forgot to do something earlier.
Oh, bad? Is it okay?
I'm all right.
Okay, we'll talk about it later. Oh, nice job,
Ow.
Jason. Poor. If you want to help
Brophy
support
too.
Jason
Brophy
Pombo.
too.
And
Brophy
Ben
too.
Brophy.
Yeah.
Good job.
When you said go to work, it clicked. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
You guys don't know what we're talking about. It's okay. All right. So, yeah, All-Star Games, not my thing. Usually don't watch too much of them these days, if I'm being honest with you.
I used to sit to the whole MLB one, not anymore.
Because it used to count for the World Series.
Yeah.
That was the cool part. I like that. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I think they should have kept it.
But everyone was worried people were going to get hurt.
I don't really watch the Pro Bowl. I like the NBA one.
The Pro Bowl is the worst thing in
I like
sports.
the NBA. I think that's the best one.
Good dunks.
Yeah.
NBA should go with what the NHL did, 3-on-3.
What?
So the NHL, their
I like that
All-Star
idea. I've heard
games
that.
now are, I think it's 4 teams of 3 guys on the ice at once. Wow. And so what it did is it conditioned them for overtime because, it's 3-on-3 for overtime now. So it made overtime more cool and interesting. And also the game's wicked fast. It made the All-Star game way more interesting, and it does still count, I believe, in some way for home advantage. No, maybe it does not.
In the
I don't
NHL,
know,
they
but
do
still.
pick their teams like the NBA does, though,
So
right?
the NHL
like
was
they
the
have
first
a player.
NHL was the first
Yes.
team,
Yeah.
first league to do that.
Yeah, they did
then
that
the
back in,
NBA adopted it.
I like that idea. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I kind of like it, but I think this should be a rule. You can't be a captain more than once.
I like that idea too.
Yeah.
Because it's like LeBron and Giannis, LeBron and James Harden every
LeBron picks
every
off
year.
Anthony
Every
Davis.
4.
Yeah, it's like, oh, shocked. You got Kyrie.
No,
Anthony
it's a
Davis,
tampering.
like-
It's come here. You want to come play on the team? You
Yeah.
want to remember what it's like for a day?
No,
You know?
it should be you can only be at once.
Yeah, I
so
like that idea.
This year, it should be Jokic and Kyrie Irving.
Just change
whatever.
it up. See different relationships. See different teams. Yeah. But yeah, so for the MLB All-Star Game, the Red Sox got snubbed pretty heavily.
Good.
People want to clown the Red Sox fans for not voting. I don't care, personally, for that matter. I wish they
Why
were
didn't
playing
they
in the
vote,
All-Star
though?
Game.
Why didn't they vote?
Red Sox fans never vote. Never.
Why?
I don't know. Do you remember
I
last
can't
year?
figure out a computer.
It was Andrew. Ha, ha, ha. Please don't tune off our show. You can hate Jason Pombo. Don't
That was
hate
a good
me.
one. Come on. Ben liked that one.
Jason Pombo
Oh,
just
I
called
laughed.
the entire city of Boston illiterate.
No, I wasn't even going for that. I was going for old.
Fair.
That's what I was going for.
Okay, but what was I going to say? Yeah, Devers and Bogaerts, we both know they should definitely be in the All-Star game. It's a debate for Bregman versus Devers, but Bogaerts has outplayed Jorge Polanco at this point. But remember last year, Andrew Benintendi was up for the last spot.
Oh,
yeah, they didn't vote for him.
It was Stanton, right? No, Stanton lost too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't even remember who it was.
Crap, it was some guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
It was Benintendi that year. Wasn't it Bogaerts the year before that?
It was a shortstop. Who was it? No, I'm stuck in my head now.
Oh, for last year?
Yeah, who was it?
A shortstop. We're talking. It has to be in the AL. Elvis Andrews.
I'll look it up. Keep talking.
Did I hit that? I might have hit that. But yeah, overall for the All-Star game, Gary Sanchez at catcher. That will make Red Sox fans real happy. Carlos Santana's at first. DJ LeMahieu at second base, who's been unreal for the Yankees. Alex Bregman, who's having a great season. Jorge Polanco, great season. Trout. George Springer, I don't know about that one. Michael Brantley's been great for the Astros.
It was, what's his name? Jesus Aguilar.
Oh, my God. Jesus Aguilar. What the hell?
That's
Really?
For the NL, who was the AL?
No. Yeah.
Gene Segura.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Shortstop.
Yep.
You know, 3-run walk-off home run
Seattle.
the other day before he got dealt to the Phillies. But, yeah, overall, whatever. It's another all-star game. The exciting ones for me, I want to see Daniel Vogelbach. He is a freak. You ever seen him? A picture of him?
I have not.
He played. Look him up. Daniel Vogelbach. Vogelbach. You think Kyle Schwarber used to be fat? Wait till you see this man.
Pop right up.
This guy is a big dude.
Oh, this guy's dude. He looks like Luke Voigt.
Yeah, but if he ate another Luke Voigt.
Yes.
Yeah, right? I know that sounds awful, but he's
this guy's good?
He can hit home runs farther than almost anyone. Him, Tommy LaStella, who had no career before this year, he made the team. And then Joey Gallo would be my other guy. I want to see him go and smash a home run. And then for the pitchers, no Red Sox there. But maybe someone like Brad Hand. If the Indians fall, seems like they're rising faster than the Red Sox these days. In the NL, Ketel Marte is probably my favorite starter, hitting up that spot.
You like that?
Oh, my God. I think
Where is the All-Star game this year? It's Cleveland, right?
Yes.
I think it's Cleveland.
Ketel Marte has become one of the best players in baseball. He's at second base. He has like 20 jacks this year for the Diamondbacks. Then you have for their reserves, they got a couple catchers. They got Grandel and JT Realmuto. But besides that,
It's early this year. It's next Tuesday, huh?
Yeah, it's really quick.
It's usually the 15th, isn't it? Or
Usually.
like that week, like the second or third week of July.
They moved everything up, remember, because they didn't want the postseason going into November anymore or whatever it was. So that became a whole thing. But overall, another All-Star game. Red Sox fans, you don't got a lot to watch for.
So the All-Star game, it's kind of meaningless. I think it was first created years back. So back in the day, we could only watch the Red Sox because we lived here. If we lived in New York, we could always only watch the Yankees. Now, like, you can buy that MLB.com crap and you can watch
MLB
anyone
TV,
you want.
yeah.
So
that's the thing, exactly. It was the one way you could see players from across the league
Yeah.
playing with each other. We all know the historic moments that have happened over the years
Yeah.
from Cal Ripken.
yeah, when Ted Williams came back at Fenway.
1999.
Yeah.
That's one of the craziest All-Star games.
That was the last good one.
The Red Sox are going to get one in the next 5 years, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Is it worth going?
John Henry, I would go. I'd go for the home run derby. I wouldn't go for the game. Is that weird?
How much do you think it would cost?
For the home run derby?
Yeah.
Be expensive. All-Star game at Fenway Park? Oh, I don't even want to picture that.
Dude.
I think we're getting used to Red Sox tickets being cheap because they haven't been too good this year. It's true. You know I'm right.
So right.
You can get to a game for about $20 right now.
I go on Snapchat every day and I see at least 10 people there
Exactly.
that don't give a crap.
Nobody's going to the game, so it is what it is. And baseball attendance, I don't think, is doing too great this year either, so that's another
Has
thing.
it been going down every year? Or
It's held steady. Fenway, remember they had that stretch of like 10 years of selling out every single game?
Yeah.
And then they like started faking it and they just weren't able to
they were
anymore.
just like, yeah, that's it.
Ever since then, it's felt different. Like both of the games I've been to this year, it hasn't been great outside.
Yeah,
so
you always go to crappy weather games.
That's my luck. It's a nice world I live in, huh? But for the home run derby, if you were to pick someone, who do you got one in?
So right now it's cheapest ticket is $177 out in Cleveland.
I'd go for that.
For just the Derby?
Yeah.
Just the Derby.
I'd go for I think the derby, if you can get a spot where balls are going to be hit, it's worth it.
Yeah.
That sounds like so much fun to me. Yo, one of my dreams is going to sound really weird. I always wanted to be one of those little kids on the field catching the balls at the All-Star game. You know, the kids in the outfield.
Yeah.
Bro, I'd do that at 21 years old. I don't care. I'll push a kid.
So-
I just want to catch the ball,
So
bro.
get this, seats out in left field here, like right in for home run areas.
That wall.
$478.
Oh, gosh, why?
Because that's where there's a lot of righties in it. Or actually, you got Christian Yelich.
All right, and the other side of the ballpark,
You at least
it's about the same.
Yeah,
little less.
Christian Yelich's going to hit some bombs out there. Vlad Guerrero's going to probably kill someone in left field. Pete Alonso's probably going to kill someone in left field. I don't know. I think my pick for the home run derby, I'm going to go
Alonso.
You're going to go Pete Alonso?
I
think that's a great story.
I want to pick Vlad, but
I think I'm going to pick Vlad.
I hope so.
I think
it's like Bryce Harper last year.
Yeah, I don't think it's been a great season for him, just like it wasn't for Bryce Harper last year. But Vlad's been up and down. I think this is a good coming out party for him. And you know what I think's going to happen? Picture this: Vlad Guerrero Jr. His dad's throwing the pitches.
Oh,
right. Remember Bryce Harper's dad threw the pitches?
But that was already done. But that would still be.
Robbie Cano did that, and he didn't hit a home run one time. You remember that?
Yep.
He completely went out. But yeah, it'll be a fun time. I'll go Vlad. You go Pete.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go, Nate. Something for your Mets.
Whoa.
Speaking of Mets, we had the whole Jason
Do we really
Vargas.
got to talk about the Mets?
Real quick. The Jason Vargas, Mickey Callaway situation. Jason Vargas lunged at a reporter, had to be held back. Mickey Callaway. Ben, hello?
What?
I was at work when the story came out. I was
hilarious.
laughing so hard.
So
I missed this.
They've had this situation all season. They have a closer, Edwin Diaz, who was one of the best closers, had one of the best seasons of all time last year with the Mariners.
And he sucks.
He's been awful. And they refused to use him for more than 4 outs. So there were 5 outs, and they needed a reliever. They didn't call him in. It cost them the game. The first question media had was, why didn't you use him for 5 outs? Mickey Callaway's like basically swearing at him, but he's like, I'm not doing it. I don't think it's a good idea. Da-da-da-da. And then Jason Vargas started getting upset because they going back and forth with the media. He lunges, and they hold him back. Both of them were fined, but not suspended by the Mets.
Vargas should have been suspended.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree with you
That's
on
their
that.
job.
So there's video of this, right?
None.
No.
So no one knows. And Vargas said today there's a lot more information to the story than what people realize.
Oh, no.
So, all right, you know what? Personally, was it the right move to reach out to the media? No. Do I think there was definitely a very condescending tone from the media? I think so.
No, it could have been, but that's just their job.
Listen,
That's their job.
I feel bad for Mickey Callaway. He's been through hell this year.
That's New York.
No, it is New York, but he's taking it worse.
Yeah,
With
he's
Jeff Wilpon, who's left
taking
him.
it bad.
Listen, they
He's left him
fired
to-
the most likable coach on the coaching staff and left him there. That's messed up.
You don't like Chili Davis?
Huh? No, yeah, really. Kill me, please. They fired their pitching coach. They hired that 82-year-old guy. Dude,
I read it. So they hired
82.
Get this, Ben. When this guy was playing, his manager was born in 1897.
That's ridiculous, right? And he's just out there doing his thing.
Obviously, the guy's been dead for probably like 40 years.
1800s.
In the first day they fired him, the Jacob deGrom, the ace of the staff, he was like one of the fan favorites here. He credited him for his success.
Yeah, Callaway
Wow.
was credited with a lot of the Indians'
Yeah.
success with Kluber and Trevor Bauer.
And they
and
fired
he's gone.
him.
He's a walking man. He's dead.
If I'm the Mets right now, they've left
Blow
Mickey
it up.
Callaway to take all the bullets. He will for the rest of the year, unless something like this
Blow it
happens
up
again.
and then rehire Bobby Valentine.
Oh God, he's
Perfect.
What?
I'd
Isn't
say
he like
hire
the-
John Farrell, but he's just too busy. Like he catches lobster now.
You saw that?
Yeah, I swear he's good.
Let's finish with that story.
Yeah.
What is John Farrell doing?
He's a lobster
I read the
fisherman.
story.
He
I
gets
read
up
it.
at 5 a.m. every day. He goes to the Boston Harbor.
There's less pressure out by the ocean.
Catches lobsters.
And
a lot of them.
His
He's good.
His dad was a lobster
His dad
guy.
was It might not be Boston. I think it might be New Jersey.
Yeah.
But whatever it is,
What a weird path.
he's good.
It's
he
so
catches
John
a lot
Farrell,
of lobster.
though.
He goes alone too.
Good for him.
He probably he hated being a manager here.
Oh,
at the
I
end,
believe
so I'm
that.
not
I think
surprised.
he needs some time to cool off.
Yeah.
I probably hate it too.
I don't think he's going to come back to managing. I know he said he would in the article. He thought about it, and
No.
I don't think he'll be back.
He's going to
Unless
spend the
the
rest of his
right
life
offer's
on
right
that
there.
boat.
If he's out doing lobsters right now, he's already done. I don't have good faith in that. Like
He's a young guy too.
you
He's
look
only
at the
early
guys.
50s.
Yeah, you look at the guys who get rehired or up for rehire. People talk about Joe Girardi.
Yep.
He's with MLB Network. It's always the guys who are an analyst, and they're Alex Cora.
Well, Farrell was an analyst for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then he stopped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of the
So
situation
is
there.
Girardi the next Mets manager?
Ooh, I would say yes. I like Joe Girardi
He
there.
wants to go to that situation though.
I think he'll take anything. I think he's dying to get back into baseball.
I think he can get a better one. Better gig.
You got anyone in mind? Could be the Cardinals
Who could
after
get
this
Cam?
year.
I like the Cardinals a lot.
They're having a real rough time first year.
What if Francona retires?
No, he's not. I think he's there for at least another year. I don't think the Indians are a great place to manage either. I think Terry's realizing that quick. You have no money. It's not like when you were with the Red Sox. I don't think there's going to be a ton of jobs opening up.
I think
Maybe the Marlins.
that's not a great
You
job.
know,
You
like
get the weather.
that's
The weather's great.
Yeah, because Don Mattingly's probably going to be out soon. They've been playing better ball. The Nationals have been playing a lot better lately. NL
What if
West.
the Phillies went spiraling out of control?
They like Gabe Kapler a lot. I don't
He seemed
think
to
they
get thrown
would.
out.
Yeah, he got thrown out twice in
Yeah.
1 week, and he had never been thrown out before. I loved it. He was flipping out, as he should have. Good for Gabe Kapler. He's a good manager. Yeah, I think Joe Girardi to the Mets is pretty. It's too.
They'll
It
find
makes too
they'll
much
find
sense.
a way to screw it up.
Oh, of course, it's the most Mets thing to do. All right, I think that wraps up Pombo and Milliken for this week. In case you haven't been noticing, producer Ben Brophy has been doing a great job uploading past shows from the beginning of the summer till now. We're still working on getting them up. But Ben, do you want to? Oh wait, your baseball team, real quick, real quick.
We're gonna need this.
Berkeley Cubs.
You did it too, Brophy. You said clubs just like I did. Go ahead, Jason.
I don't know why too.
I've talked about it on air. My rivalry is the Blue Jays, the Berkeley Blue Jays.
Wait, do we have a drum roll?
You do a drum
Oh,
roll.
I didn't find one.
Keep
Hold
going,
on.
Jason.
And my lifetime record against these guys, a 1-10.
It's a story of sorrow.
Yes, that's a 1-10. 1 win and 10 losses. I've been 10-run ruled 4 times against him.
This kid is the GOAT of this league.
This kid is the GOAT. This kid is probably like, he plays AAU ball. I did some research. We'll talk later.
Okay.
But,
interesting.
We played them on Thursday, and it was a makeup game from the previous Friday due to rain. I had all my pitches fully loaded, and we won 5-4.
Wow!
Woo!
Jason
5-4.
taking down who he lost in
It was the craziest last inning you'll ever imagine.
Break it down.
It's going to take a few minutes. All right. I'm going to do the best play-by-play I can. First batter, right? All right. This is their number one hitter in the lineup.
Okay.
I put my.
Is this one of the triplets?
No, we're fielding. We're up 5-4.
Okay.
We're the home team. This is bottom of the 7th. This is it. Either triplets are on my team.
Oh, okay.
So
My
he's
bad,
not.
my bad.
He wasn't pitching though. They were around, but they weren't pitching. So this kid Derek, he's a
Okay.
good pitcher. I had him pitch.
Shout out Derek.
Derek was great. He their number one hitter. First pitch, freaking single, should have been a double if the kid was faster. And I was like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Second batter, he tries to bunt with 2 strikes. Yeah, good job, manager. Oh, and obviously the guy missed. So that was strike 3. So 1 out, runner on first. We're up 5-4, Ben. Next batter here, dribbler to the pitcher, right? And I'm like, nice. Like, this is going to be easy.
Easy out.
Easy
How
out.
can he mess this
Throws
up?
it to the first baseman. Apparently, my first baseman, I guess, forgot how to play baseball. Went off his mitt. And then the guy on first goes to third. So
Oh,
it's third
my
and first,
God.
1 out.
Oh.
I'm having flashes. I'm like, I can't beat this guy. This is it.
He's in my head.
He's in my head. I'm going to lose. So my whole team's fighting, and I'm like, I'm done. I lose.
Yeah.
It's third and first, 1 out. Take a mound visit. I drop 2 plays. 2 plays. First play here. If the guy, so obviously the guy's going to steal because we're not going to have my catcher throw it down. So I said, if he goes, when the pitch is thrown, throw the ball. The shortstop's going to cut it off, and then you're going to throw it home. We're going to hope for the best.
That way you can try to gun him at home, yeah.
Second play, I said, if he goes when you still have the ball, step off the rubber and run at him. Just run at him. He's like, that's not going to work.
See if he freaks out.
I said, do it.
They'll
Sure
freak
enough,
out.
he
It's
did
Little
it.
League.
And he started running?
He started
Wow.
running. So he scampered back to first. The guy on third starts to run home, gunned him in home, and we got him. So it was 2 outs, runner on first. Then we walked a guy. Then it was 2 outs, runner on first and second. The guy on second tried to steal third. My catcher guns him, and we
Wow.
won.
Boom. What an arm.
Manager's fighting with the umpire. It was awesome.
Nice.
Was it that
Great.
close of a play at third?
I didn't think so.
Oh, okay. And so what are the Berkeley Cubs at now for the year?
We are 9-3-1. We're on a 6-game win streak.
9-3-1.
9-3
Holy
Six in a
crap.
row, Ben.
Let's go.
We clinched our first round bye.
Wow.
Wait, what? You really?
Yes, sir.
Dude, you're in the playoffs.
I hate to be this person, but I think I'm putting up Jason Pombo for Coach of the Year.
You know what?
Manager of the Year right here. I don't know who else. 6 straight wins to
Yep.
finish the year?
And,
yeah.
Think about it. You were 3-3-1. You had a moment
I
where
know,
you were at
I know,
500.
I know.
You were at a
See this,
crossroads.
yeah.
And you just said,
So
let's do
today-
it.
Better than the Red Sox.
And they were, the best part, they were undefeated. They were 11-0.
Wow. So you gave them their only loss
And
of
then
the
they
year.
lost the game after against us.
This
so we're
is
in
the
their head.
championship lineup.
So
You got real estate in his
I
head.
I do. So
I'm telling
today,
you.
it's our last regular season game of the year. We play them again. It's our 3rd time we're playing them. I'm not putting too much stock
You're
in
playing
it.
them today?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But they
man.
already clinched the 1st seed. We clinched the 2 seed. Not putting too much stock into it. But we're going to try to win again. I'm not too confident.
Try
But
to get the mental W today.
Yeah,
Even
today
if
I want
it's
the
not the
mental W.
score, put that fear
Yeah,
in them.
I agree.
You know what
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying? Oh, God. Okay, so
So
when we
that's
come,
my update. Next time we have a show, I will know if we're going to win the championship or not.
it'll all be
'Cause
between
everything
them.
will be all set.
Okay.
Oh,
If I get
man.
upset in the playoffs, or if I lose in the championship, I win, or if they get upset,
We'll have to keep
either
them
way, it's
updated on the
probably
Pombo
gonna,
and Milliken
it's probably
account.
going to not end in a. Either way, people are going to be pissed.
I believe in Jason Pombo and the Berkeley Cubs.
Me too. This is
going to
be.
things I believe in at this point.
So,
Yeah.
Get on.
Boston sports teams that are currently playing of the one. No.
We're
no
the
faith.
most intriguing.
By far.
Berkeley Cubs.
3-3-1.
Probably the most explosive.
I got a standing
Absolutely.
ovation when I was walking off the field, Tyler.
Look at you.
I was so
Did
happy.
you tip your cap?
I did not.
Yeah,
I
you
did not.
should
I
have.
should have.
You should have.
Hey, man, this kid who closed out the 9th inning, or the
Seventh inning.
7th inning,
He
he
was
sounds
good.
like he'd come and throw some bullets for the Red Sox.
He pitched very well for me.
All right. Is that wrapping up Pombo and Milliken this
I
week?
believe so. Go Cubs.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. If you are just tuning in now, you can listen to our show on the Pombo and Milliken YouTube account. Ben?
Next two the next 2 uploads that have to go up will be up tomorrow. Those are going to happen. So
Beautiful.
take a look at the account tomorrow, and I believe we just uploaded the 10th or the 13th or the 17th or one of those.
Right.
So that's I think it was probably the 10th was the last one.
At this point in the summer, guys, we really don't know the days too well. But when we do come back, it's probably going to be 2 weeks-ish. Probably
about
two-ish.
2 weeks.
We'll keep you updated on the Pombo Milliken account. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and we'll see you then when we come back.
Yes.
Thank you for listening to Pombo and Milliken on YouTube. Don't forget, every episode airs live on the WMLN app. Just search WMLN in your Apple or Google Play Store.